Let's go to Doppler 10.
Can you let Keith do his radio show, please?
Oh, it's Tuesday night.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually. Jesus.
It's Tuesday night.
I don't even know if the cameras... Oh, hey, look at that. The cameras are actually set up properly.
Tuesday night.
Oh,
It's
man.
8 p.m. It's time for Popped. Your weekly dose of pop culture popped right in your mouth.
It's going to be one of those shows, folks. I'm
Look,
sorry.
over there, there's Keith.
There is me.
Keith on the board.
Jeez.
Keith making sure that you have all the news of pop culture. And I'm Matt. Keith gave me moonshine.
That's really going to be the theme of the song, for the show for the
That's
night.
going to be the theme of the show. Keith gave Matt moonshine, and now he's got to try to do the show buzzed.
Not
or
even buzzed. You're
drunk.
just, you're just there. You've got it.
Keith, I hear you had a big weekend as far as pop culture. Did you do anything like amazing, crazy in pop culture this week?
Yeah, I did a few things, actually. I got into a new show,
Name them.
Orphan Black.
Oh.
I started it this week, finally.
I hear good things about the Orphan Black, but I didn't feel bad because orphans make me sad.
Because you're one? You're an orphan?
I'm not. No, we can't.
Oh.
That would have been funny before last week.
Oh. How is your mother doing?
She's good. She's good.
Good.
She's got a
All
lot
right.
of more energy.
His
and
mother
then
had
she
a
gets
heart
tired.
attack for those who might be
Yes.
watching live or like 5 feet from me.
Or if she's watching.
we have a live audience tonight.
I think so. We do. Make some noise, live audience.
There we go. Live
Nice,
audience.
Live audience. You know what? Look at this.
And the
We've
live
also-
audience is partially my fault, to be fair.
Keith was apparently tidying up in here. We got a. I'm gonna lean on this vacuum
What is-
cleaner
yeah, I was vacuuming.
because it's gonna keep me from
this-
falling out of this chair.
I really hope we've gone through. Okay, there we go. We have gone through.
Look at us. We're live.
We are live. There we go. All
It was,
right.
I feel like it was a strong week. I don't know if it's just because coming off of everything that had happened and just having a really really rough tough week. I don't know if that just led to me doing a lot of
Cocaine?
just a lot of cocaine. I think it just led to me having a weekend that was just I'm gonna sit around. I'm gonna watch movies. I went to a movie.
What'd you
I
do?
watched
What'd you watch?
movies.
What'd you watch?
Me and Jenny Zell. You know Jenny Zell
I know
from
Jenny
Mouthy
Zell.
Broadcast. If
Or
you wanna-
playing doctor.
or playing doctor. If you want good quality podcasts, go see Jenny Zell, and she'll give them to you.
It's true.
Yeah, her and I went and saw Happy Dead Day. Happy
What is
Death
that?
Day.
What is that?
Happy Death Day?
Happy Death. What?
It was #1 at the box office. It ended up beating both Blade Runner and the new Blade Runner and that other movie that started with the Jackie Chans,
Oh, The Foreigner.
The Foreigner, which I want to
Like
see.
that-
I'll probably go see it.
It's like Jackie Chan's Taken.
Well, it's interesting because
Whoops. Where the heck is that? Is that you? I don't know who
hear
that
you.
is.
Do you think that means hear you?
I have no
know, or
idea.
hear
Hold
you
on.
now?
Here we go.
We're getting
I'm
a
assuming that's hear you
communication from the
now.
beyond because
There we go.
unfortunately, Sarah's not with us again this week. She's oh, she hears us. She
There we
hears
go.
us. She's good.
Yeah, she hears us now.
She hears us.
Christina's joined us. Vanessa's joined us. Walter and Christina have joined us from like 6 feet
Live.
away. Yeah.
Make some noise, crowd.
Smiling isn't making noise, woman. There we go. All
I
right.
just like to say that she may or may not be drinking wine like a rock star.
That's how we do around here.
Yeah, so I went to see Happy Death Day with the Ginny Zells. We both have we got our movie pass finally. It took a little
Yes.
while, so if you're thinking about signing up for movie pass, totally worth it. We got our movie
$10?
passes,
Correct?
$10 a month, and they give you a card. You basically go in and you check in for the movie. Then you go in. We actually went to the kiosk. And you swipe the card.
Like a peasant?
Yeah. By the way, the movie we both went to see in the middle of the day, it was $12 to get into the movie.
Movies are so flippin'
right
expensive,
off,
man.
if you go to one movie a week, one movie a month,
Yeah.
you get a $2 discount. I at least go to the movies at least once a month.
Oh, easily.
So it's definitely worth it for me, and it worked out fine. Except for some reason, it came back and said that we owed them 10 cents. So we had to put 10 cents.
You had to pay a dime to see a movie.
I had to pay a dime.
Hey, it's like
So
the 30s, man.
Yeah, when everybody wore an onion on your belt.
What?
which was the fashion.
Okay.
Sarah
I
will
mean,
get that.
you were alive back
Sarah
then,
gets
so
the
I'll
Sim-
take your word for that.
I
Sam.
forget that Sarah's the only one here that gets the Simpsons references.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. Yeah. So we went to see Happy Death Day. I wasn't really expecting anything. I think both her and I had like kind of crappy weeks, so we just wanted to go to a movie and shut our brains down. It was fantastic. Like, I had so much fun watching this movie. It's basically Groundhog Day,
Okay.
but every time this woman gets murdered, she has to repeat the day over. So she keeps getting murdered, and she tries to find out who her murderer is. So it was a real kind of
Did
throwback.
she get murdered from behind or something? Is that why she didn't?
What he's wearing.
Live audience liked it.
Much like you do every night.
What?
I don't know. I don't know what
All
that
right.
means. But so she has to solve her own murder. He's got a mask.
All right.
It was weird. It was kind of like a throwback to slasher films of the late '90s, like post Scream, like Scream came out, and
Yeah.
then Scream 2,
90s
Scream
classic.
3.
Yep.
Like the Scream franchise. I know what you did last summer, and I'm gonna tell somebody. It was a lot like
That was
those
a long
kinda-
title.
It was kind of like those movies. So
All right.
I just had a lot of fun. Jenny had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun with it. It's the worst screenshot ever.
It really is. But we're using it later.
It was what?
Hold on, our live
Our
audience.
live
has commented.
audience wants to
Our
comment,
peanut
but they won't get on camera.
They refuse to get on camera.
Um,
You're not on camera yet. You can see. Yeah.
funny thing or a weird thing that I realized afterwards when when the
gay.
credits were rolling. Yes, I finally came out
During the movie. That makes
during
sense.
the movie, and I was like, "Please, someone stab me from behind."
Hey yo.
So, interesting fact that kind of goes with what we do here. It was written by Scott Lobdell. So I see this and I'm like, well, Scott Lobdell, that's the guy that wrote X-Men in the 90s, right? And
Yeah.
it is. It's the same guy. He wrote the movie. He's the same dude that wrote a ton of X-Men comics in the early to late 90s.
Nice.
Generation X. Lots of stuff.
Okay. Well, so
Fun.
Happy
Fun-ass
Death Day movie thing was
movie.
great,
Fun-ass movie.
and it made #1. So obviously a lot of
It
people
made
agree
number
with
one.
you.
It made like $26 million. It was
Let's
low.
see.
It was one of the lower budget. It's interesting because it didn't have any. It didn't have anyone famous in it at all. Really,
Yeah.
I can't think of any big names. But the woman that played the lead, at first she was really being a real like she was a horrible person.
Okay.
And then obviously she gets better as she keeps living the day over and getting killed over
Right.
and over again. But the actress who played I can't remember her name. The actress that played her was incredibly charismatic. So it's really interesting to go see a movie that number one you don't have any expectations for, with no stars, and then to kind of like really love the main character. I thought she was great. I hope that she pops up in more movies. She's incredibly charismatic, incredibly likable. The movie was fun.
Good.
Unless you're stuck up, you're probably gonna have a good time. Just go in thinking, hey, this is just gonna be a fun movie, and it was.
Good. I'm happy to hear that. You know what movie I saw in theater this week?
What did you see? Blade Runner.
It says, no. Even better, even newer, if you will. A classic, Princess Bride.
Where'd Princess Bride play?
They were celebrating the 30th anniversary.
So
they
it
were
got
in like
released?
select theaters throughout the United States of America, if you will. And we went
And
to go
you
see
were
it.
in a town that actually gets
Yes.
select films.
Yes, we were. We were in a town of sorts that gets those movies. So we went to go see Princess Bride in the theaters. Never seen it in the theaters.
Never seen it in the theaters.
Nah.
Fun.
Yeah, it was.
Fun.
It was a lot of fun. I mean,
I
hold on.
hate the Princess Bride,
what?
and I'll tell you why I hate the Princess Bride.
Hold on. I got something for this.
Well, just
Dang it. Hang on. I got the levels too low. Hang on. Here we go. This is what I had this at.
Inconceivable.
There you
here's
go.
why I hate the Princess Bride.
Okay.
I hate the fact that it's so good that there's no one. I don't think there's anyone that can go to that movie and not enjoy it. It's got something for
challenge
everyone.
accepted because
White supremacists.
challenge accepted because the sheer fact there were times when we didn't enjoy it. There was
Who?
Sarah and I. We
You
went-
guys didn't enjoy it?
we enjoyed the movie, but not the crowd.
Oh,
The
man.
crowd decided they wanted effing quote the whole thing.
Language.
Hold on.
I'm sure you have a drop for that.
Yep, I have a drop for that. Sorry. Language. There we go. They wanted to quote the movie the entire time.
I get that, but like, just sit there and watch it.
Because I do that with Dr. Horrible when they show it at the Narrow, which they show here.
But don't they? But that's the sing along is in the title.
Yeah, it is. It is. Sing along is, but not quote along.
Not quote along
is. So
I agree with you.
But
I
when I'm
understand
there, if I'm
your
going to
fans.
quote it, I've seen Ghostbusters twice in theaters. Love the movie. I'll quote it all the time, even in my daily life. When
But
the
just
movie
don't
isn't
do it
playing.
when you're watching.
I'm not going to do it when I'm watching. If I do, it's going to be to myself.
It
It's not going to
impedes
be
on other people's enjoyment.
Let's show this prehistoric. I'm not going to yell it out loud like people. I mean, have some consideration.
That's annoying.
Because that's the thing. If you haven't seen The Princess Bride, for example, I might take you to go see it in theaters because seeing it in
It's a great way to
theaters-
experience for a first time.
Exactly. So I'm
I
not
think
gonna
that's because we're theater guys,
maybe.
movie guys.
Yeah,
we like
I
seeing
fixed it,
movies
Sarah.
in.
Oh, hey Lee.
You know, it's weird because that's one of the reasons why I love going to the movies.
Yeah.
Is the communal experience and experiencing
Right.
with a crowd. But at the same time, I don't want them to talk.
I love the communal experience of seeing a movie, but I hate people.
Yeah, like I
mean,
understand
yeah.
when you read. I love like reacting and laughing and
No, I'm with you.
gasping, but don't talk.
See, Lee has that same problem. He says his friend always says quotes before it comes up, and I get it. Quotes are great. I
Yeah.
live my life in pop culture quotes, but it's
But don't do it when the movie's on.
exactly.
It just seems hack. Also, I think it's a little hack.
Bush League, Audrey.
Bush League. Now, speaking of, we're taking something that that touches on what you were just saying.
Yeah.
We're taking Sarah for her first viewing of a classic, of a horror classic on Friday, right? She's still in?
Problems with that.
Oh no.
There's a football game Friday night.
Oh, you double booked?
Yeah, we double booked.
But the movie's at like 11.
No, I thought the movie's at like 8. The game's at 6 on Friday.
Let's check into that because I think they've been doing the midnight movies like at 11.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I think it
hopefully
might
she's
actually be at
awake,
11.
because she's
Oh,
one
yeah.
of those. She's one
She's
of
not
those.
gonna make it up till
She's one of
11.
those people that goes to bed at like 8 or 9 o'clock, which is super
gonna be
weird. I
rough.
don't know who does that, but people do that apparently. So I don't know why people would do that. Like, why would you go to bed at like 8 or 9 o'clock?
Must feel good.
There's so many people are gone at 8 or 9 o'clock. It's great. Less people got to deal with.
Keith,
Yes, Matthew.
I think we've got to talk about a problem I have.
Overwatch.
No,
Okay.
I don't think that's a problem.
I mean, it might be, but all
Might
right.
be.
Continue.
The Orville. I won't stop. I can't stop watching the Orville.
You're enjoying the Orville.
I
You're
don't
seriously
think I
enjoying
am.
the Orville.
I don't think I am. I hate everything about it, but I can't stop watching the Orville. I still watch the Orville. Ooh, Keith or Sarah
Sarah's
is
got a good
watching.
point.
Sarah's watching at home. Obviously, Sarah can't be here today, or you would see her on camera.
I don't know how safe it is for her that
Um,
she's actually watching currently.
She's
to be
not
fair.
watching. We're fine. I'm over it. I
No,
sobered up
I'm not
enough
about
to-
us. I'm saying about her. She is MIA. She is
Yeah,
she is
but
driving.
I think she'll be chiming in.
Yeah, no, she is going to be
Oh
chiming.
my gosh, is she driving?
Yes. Is our peanut gallery leaving? No. Okay.
Getting more liquor. This is the liquor show.
We're gonna finish the store, and I'm gonna have the store.
I say
I'm
we
gonna
finish.
the show.
We finish the show. We do our show. We finish the show, and then we go get some IHOP. Because with as much as we've all drank
Do I
tonight,
look like a Filipino graphic
I
designer to
feel-
you?
what was that?
I don't know. It's the best the best analogy I've got right now.
I've never heard that.
It's the only thing I could do. But anyways, yeah. See, thank you, Lee.
Okay, she's got
she's
Siri.
Okay, fine, Siri. I'll allow it. Anyways,
Hands free,
all right. Yes, but we double booked ourselves Friday.
but she's watching us, so that's not safe.
But she can put it up on like a little stand or whatever and watch. We're
She's
great.
not watching. She's listening.
Listening, yes.
She's listening.
Yes. Well, it's better if you watch.
She's gonna say it's better if you watch it.
Yes, for everyone else to watch. So she is listening, not watching, and Siri's doing her feedback.
There you go.
So that's the best way.
Siri's
to do it.
actually
Be
doing
safe.
all of her feedback.
We are actually we are for the being safe, no matter how you're watching us. In fact, you know how you can watch us and still be safe?
Well, how's that?
Podcast.
You
We are in
can't watch
podcast
the
form.
podcast.
You can
silly.
listen to the
You
podcast
listen with your eye ears.
with your eye ears.
You know.
Pregame is going to be more thing when we can do shows from now on.
So
Anyways.
it says Bluetooth, voice to text people, catch up people.
Right. It does. Technology. Science. But
And I love
anyways,
technology.
hands-free technology. So she is being safe, but if you don't want to watch us, but you want to listen to us, like say you're at work and you need something to distract you from the mundane
Sure.
BS of like your
Put in some
bosses and
headphones.
coworkers and people constantly
Blah.
nagging you for stuff.
Nobody ever
Oh,
talks to me.
It's the worst.
I don't think they can find my office.
Well, you're lucky. People can find my office. It's like right in the main
Sarah's
hallway.
been to my office. I don't think she can find it.
Yeah, well, I can't find your office either, to be fair. So we're now in podcast form.
So that's pretty nifty. Where do they go to
Yeah.
find it?
They can go to popshow.podbean.com. But if they don't want to go do that much, because the World Wide Web is a pain in the butt, they can download the Podbean app and download Pop's Show.
What if they don't have internet at home?
If they don't have internet, I don't know what they're gonna do. Like we will burn it to vinyl or cassette tape for them.
So there you go.
So for those without internet at home, we will burn it to a cassette tape so they can listen to us or a CD.
See, there you go. Popped coming soon.
Yep.
On vinyl.
I have submitted.
It's going to be really expensive.
Is it available on 45?
Yes, that is the new. We're actually starting a Kickstarter. Pops to 45 is what we're calling it.
Popped to 45.
What? Yeah, open up whatever you want. No, it's fine. Open it
Open
up.
all the wines.
What up?
All of it.
Of course she will.
Find the oldest bottle and open that.
You're not the one driving, so you're all right.
Yeah. You're fine.
Don't tell who.
Oh, man. Poor Sarah. She's just in her car right now, just hitting the steering wheel. This is the show that
Lee's got a good point. Let's engrave it to clay tablet.
That's nice.
We
Bring it
work
down from the
best
mountain.
we work best on clay tablet.
It's true. It's more. You can follow the show easier.
I don't know if I can follow it now.
Just don't drop them.
I bring you these 15 commandments. 10 commandments. History of the World Part 1. Mel Brooks. Watch it, folks. So yeah.
I can't believe you got that reference. I thought I slid it in there.
No, I got it. Of course
Sarah
I got
can't
it.
hear our drops. We're not dropping anything.
Well, that's because we haven't.
Sarah,
hold
we're
on.
gonna drop a fat beat for you.
Hey, Matt.
in
You
a
know
second.
you know what else I watched this week?
What's that?
I watched. Oh, jeez, I gotta. Nope, wrong one. There you go. I watched some DuckTales.
Oh, I
this
haven't
week.
got caught up on my DuckTales.
You know, it's all right. I'm expecting a little bit more from my DuckTales. Hang on, how's it? There you go.
Are you?
Um,
You expected a little more from your DuckTales, Keith?
I am expecting a little bit more from my DuckTales. I watched the most recent episode, and they were stuck in a casino. You know, there were some mystical, fantastical elements to it,
Uh-huh.
but I want more adventures like that.
You think it
first
needs to go
episode.
on the adventures?
I think I need to see exotic worlds. I need to see some
Like
Darkwing
what?
Duck.
Singapore.
Singapore.
I
mean,
just want Darkwing Duck.
I do too. But you know what? The show has continued. Like I still enjoy it.
Darkwing is your favorite of the Disney afternoon?
Yes, Disney Afternoon. As far as and that's the funny thing is like, DuckTales was probably my least. Well, no, Gummy Bears was probably my least favorite Disney Afternoon. Disney.
What? Gummy Bears
What?
was on Saturday mornings on ABC.
But originally, I think it was Disney Afternoon. I think it was part
No,
of.
I think it moved.
It
later.
might have moved later, but I think originally it was on the Disney Afternoon. Either way, here's my Disney Afternoon ranking, and I want to hear it from you as well.
Okay.
We don't have a grade tonight, just FYI. for
Yeah,
everybody.
so
No.
we're going to go long.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
We're going to be
long on-
rambling
yeah.
until 9. Coming up at 9, though, stay tuned. We're going to talk to Henry about things.
TV. That's what he does.
TV things.
Says things.
He's going to go through and kind of give you a catch up on fall TV so far.
Yep, Walking Dead and the like. So, anyways, Disney Afternoon, Darkwing Duck, Chip and Dale, Tailspin, DuckTales, Gummy Bears.
I bet you put DuckTales that low.
The original one wasn't that great for me. And to be fair, the new
Well, I was
voice
older,
cast,
I guess, maybe.
the new voice cast for DuckTales has blown me away, and the writing is really good.
I go Darkwing, DuckTales,
Okay,
Rescue Rangers,
all right. Rescue Rangers was great.
Tailspin.
Okay,
What am I
Gummy Bears.
missing?
Gummy Bears at the end.
Yeah, I don't like the Gummy Bears. I would watch the Gummy Bears on ABC
Okay.
on the weekends, on the Saturday mornings. Do you?
Should we ask our peanut gallery if they watch? Did you guys watch Disney Afternoon cartoons? All right.
Oh, that didn't pick up.
I don't think it picked up. Luckily, Nicktoons were good too.
I miss Saturday morning cartoons.
I do too. But you know what I do now? I just throw on cartoons.
What is your favorite Saturday morning cartoon?
Ninja Turtles. Come on, let's be honest. Ninja Turtles.
I feel like that's cheating because those bitches did double duty. They did.
Language.
because the Ninja Turtles did double duty.
They did.
They did an hour on CBS, and then they also did afternoons.
They did. Well,
Not fair.
Yeah, but the CBS was the upgraded, like the newest stuff. You know. It was on.
I was like what? I was like 12 when Ninja Turtles came out. At that age, I wasn't paying attention to how fresh my Ninja Turtles was.
I mean, dude, look at the room around me.
You know what though? See, my problem with Ninja Turtles is I didn't like the cartoon. Hated the cartoon because I loved the comics so
Okay,
much.
see, that's the thing. You got into the comics before you got into the cartoons. That was the problem. The cartoons got me into the comics later on.
Oh, well.
So yes, as a kid,
you gotta. I mean, well, you've read everything.
Come at me, bro.
Those original books are so good.
Leonardo
fighting Shredder and killing Shredder. Spoiler.
See,
so good.
That's the problem with going to happy hour before the show. I forgot to cut spoiler drops. So the I got into Ninja Turtles from the original cartoon. That was my first exposure to them. But because of that, my parents got me the original comic book. They got me the Archie Turtle comics.
Well, I wouldn't read those.
I
think it was
they
age.
actually had
It was
a
too
lot
much.
of good ideas in that. They eventually got a little preachy on the
On economics.
not the economics, the environmental stuff.
I think a flat tax would be the way to go here.
You know-
hey, you shut up, Raphael.
Hey, when Donatello and Michelangelo really get into how the tax rates go for the top 1%, it really got heavy in Ninja Turtle.
Is Splinter accusing the Ninja Turtles of being 1%ers?
I mean, Splinter had his moments. I mean, the Shredder was really the top 1%, let's be honest.
I guess it's true.
Yes, Peanut Gallery? Seriously? No.
Apparently,
Oh,
our
I don't-
audience does
I
not
don't
like
have
it when
any-
we talk about badly of Splinter.
I don't have any Kronk drops. I don't have any Kronk drops. I need Kronk drops. Remind me to get Kronk drops.
And
Anyways.
cough drops.
And cough drops, too.
Um,
So, yes.
I don't know where we're
But anyways, the original cartoon got me into the comics, which I don't know if people can see behind me. No, they can. Yeah, there you
People
go.
see behind
that,
Keith.
That top shelf right there is nothing but turtle stuff. But what they can't see is the boxes and boxes I've got in front of us full of nothing but turtle comics. So like, the original cartoon started the addiction into the rest of the comic series.
Sure.
So for some people, it was the other way around. You had the original comic, and they saw the original the first cartoon. It was, well, this is stupid.
So let's take Ninja Turtles out of the equation.
Okay.
If Ninja Turtles didn't exist, then what would be your favorite Saturday
Ghostbusters.
night? I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to be your
Real
favorite
Ghostbusters,
cartoon.
man. Come on.
Man, I don't know if I could.
Amateur. Seriously.
I don't know. What did I watch? Oh, well, I probably X-Men.
X-Men. That was the 90s, though.
Which
But
I can't even say that.
That was after
I was 16.
Ghostbusters.
Like I was 16 when that was out.
All right. Hey, Peanut Gallery. Saturday morning cartoons. I
Favorite.
have some coworkers here from work.
If you
What?
say
What'd you say?
Nope, not Saturday.
Saturday morning
Not
cartoons.
Saturday.
Just whatever. Just say it.
We want network. We want network cartoons.
What up, Mateo?
Poor
Oh,
people.
Sarah wants to know who we're talking to. We are talking to two coworkers of mine. Can I drop y'all's names, or do you go? Yeah. No.
Christine.
Walter and an unnamed female from my office.
Yes, yes, Sarah.
Yes, we have a live studio
audience.
audience. That's how much we've upgraded. We became a podcast, and people were like, "No, we want to see the show live." So they come here, and we have a live studio audience.
I really liked Dragon's Lair. Don't
How much of a nerd were you?
I was big
Dragon's
into
Lair?
Dragon's Lair.
Okay.
Pac-Man.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I liked the Pac-Man cartoon a lot.
Yeah. But that was after Power Rangers were afternoon, though.
I was an adult.
Yeah, Power Rangers were afternoon.
I was.
I can't hear
I was
you when
an
you
adult.
whisper, even though you're 5 feet from me. I've got these headphones on, so I really can't hear. Like,
Don't worry, the mics can't pick you up.
yeah.
The directional.
Oh, we should have gotten the dry erase board.
We should have gotten dry.
No, these are better than Bob Barker mics. So
I'd
yeah.
like to play some Plinko now. What's favorite Price is Right pricing game?
This is the problem when Sarah's not here. We are ADHD as F.
Those were a lot of. That was a lot of letters that you threw at me.
AF. Sorry, I'm gonna be hip like the kids.
We're HDHD?
ADHD. That was the last episode, actually, because Sarah wasn't here last week. So I was like,
ADHD-AF.
ADHD with Star Wars.
Starcorn.
Starcorn, yes.
What's your favorite Star Wars agricultural spinoff?
Blue Milk.
Oh, okay.
And Bradley wants to know if we're selling tickets to be part of the live audience.
No, you just have to write into tickets.
Hold on, should we?
At Pop Show.
You better
care of.
You better write that in real quick. Info at Pop Show. Email info at Pop Show, and you can be part of the live studio audience.
That's true. Which Keith will just get you drunk beforehand, and then you can stand off to the side and yell things.
To be fair, they were drunk before they got here.
Okay, fair enough. Nobody's charged. Nobody's.
That's how you have to get tickets.
You just have to wander in.
Yeah, basically, as long as you know the secret location of the Pop Cave, we're good.
The Pop Cave.
Yep.
It's not where a lot of caves are, just to give you a hint. So if you're searching around other caves.
It could be. There are a lot of caves in
caves you see.
This city that we're in. Yeah. I mean,
do a lot of spelunking in Norfolk, do you?
I mean, who does it? I mean, treasure hunting, if you will.
Okay. How many treasures have you found in Norfolk?
What's the definition of treasure that we're using?
I knew a prostitute for treasure. So I guess that's one? That's one.
That's about it. That's the max we're going to go in Norfolk. Jeez.
I don't know if you want to open that, though. It's not a treasure you want to open.
I'll edit that out later.
Edit it out.
I've actually found when I've gone back through and edited podcasts, it's way better to do it when you've had a few drinks into you. Jenny from Playing Doctors Mouthy Broadcast is correct.
She is correct. She's smart,
no,
though. You guys should go watch
People
that show.
Commenting. Studio audience.
No, everybody's left.
It's live, but when I put it out to just the audio version, I can edit it up later.
Technically, we should be editing ourselves as we speak.
I mean, we should be, but
language.
I can't believe that I'm sitting here just leaning on a vacuum cleaner.
Wow.
Gotta tell you,
hey,
upgrade.
Still better than the last girlfriend he had. We really should get the studio audience a mic so they could just hold it. And,
yeah, take a mic.
You want to get a mic? Let's see here.
Yeah,
all right,
this will be an interesting experience. I'll talk and cover it.
Here.
We'll do it live.
Here. All right, Matt, what else?
I got a good 2-3 minutes of stand up I've been working on.
You have.
What's the deal with socks? They go on your feet, but then you put them in the dryer and you lose one.
And this is how we lose the show.
Lose it? Nah, they can't take it. They can't take it from us.
I can't get into your shot without getting the extra mic. All right.
Oh shoot.
We're good.
Keith just ripped the board out.
We have a board? No, no cussing. This is a family show.
Why you can. I've never had that chanted at me.
What are you seeking?
What am I seeking? Fame and fortune. Cute.
Fame and fortune.
So Matt, what else have you been up to this week? I've started. I've been continuing into
Orville.
No,
that's my problem.
Orville. That's your problem.
Why do I keep watching it? It's not good.
BoJack. I've actually.
Are you past the 6th episode?
I am into episode 7 or 8.
Did you notice the tone shift?
The wedding has happened of 2 characters in BoJack. I will say that much. And then
has he stolen the D?
Yeah, he stole this. Him stealing the D was early on in the series.
Was it?
It was early on in the series.
It's fuzzy.
So yeah,
did you notice
the wedding
tone,
just happened?
Did you notice the tone shift?
The tone is shifting to more of an arc. Let me see if I
yeah.
can switch over here. Yeah, because I'm talking off mic while everyone's doing. While the
around
on you,
around episode 6, it really takes a tone shift and it stops being.
Is it a tone shift, or is it just more of a? Is it a tone shift, or is it more just focus on?
It gets a little more serious. It focuses a little more on his depression.
It actually has a continual story going on.
He stops
him
being.
and Diane.
He starts to become a sympathetic character, I think.
Does he? He's still kind of a jerk.
No, he is, and he is throughout the entire thing. Although, but you start to get a little more sympathetic because don't they go into his mother?
I haven't gotten to his mother. Sorry, talking to the wrong mic.
Haven't
gotten to his mother yet. But they have done some flashbacks to his parents. So
you know what? I think that's when it's gonna pop for you.
All right, our studio audience has got. Our studio audience has chickened
Well,
out.
it's there if you want to put it in front of your face.
All right, so there we go.
I think you're going to like that part. I think you're going to like the.
I've got like 3 episodes left in the first
I think
season.
you're going to maybe even relate a little bit.
Because
to his mother.
Oh, really? Am I gonna have flashbacks to Nam? Oh, this is not good.
You're gonna realize why he is. I
mean, I've seen his dad,
and a
kinda be
lot
jerk
of it
to him.
It's interesting though. They really get into his dad, and the show is so deep.
It
for
has
a
gotten
show
really
for a show about
gotten
a
really good.
horse.
Yeah, an anthropomorphic horse.
That it's really deep.
All right.
I think you're really gonna. Once we get to season 2, when you start to realize that everything that happens in the show has repercussions and long-lasting repercussions,
And
like
see,
when
that's
they
what I
steal the
appreciate.
D and it becomes Hollywood, like they just
They steal
like
the
don't
D.
even.
Okay, we're gonna get into this. The second hour of the show, we're gonna talk to Henry for a little bit, and then we're gonna actually talk about like long-term effects of shows, like characters that die and then they either come back or they don't. There is a term that Sarah has dubbed Coulson dead. You know, if they die and they come back, you know, we're gonna talk about that a little later on.
Bobby
so,
Ewing.
like, sure, yes,
Dallas.
yes. God, you're showing your age. And Lee chimed in Chopper's Echo, the choppers in the background of BoJack.
Oh yeah.
So you know, stealing the D. But yeah, that'll be the second half of the show. Matt, do we want to get into some news before Henry?
I think we should do a little bit of news.
A little bit of news. We've only got a little bit of news, so let's cut to it here. Let's see what we got.
We may even have a little video for you later.
We might. There it is. Pablo Metro.
The Publimeter.
Full disclosure, I didn't get any images for this news this week, so
We're just gonna go with it.
we'll
It's been a week already.
you know what we're gonna do?
You know I don't speak Spanish. In English,
Talk
please.
over the intro.
We'll do it live.
That's what we're gonna do.
We always
we're,
do it live.
we're gonna do it live.
God, I want a hamburger now.
Why do you want a hamburger?
I don't know, and I don't want to go out and get a hamburger. I want to I want to make a hamburger.
You want to make a hamburger. You
ever just
literally want to
wanna
get
make-
ground meat and
That's right.
smack it together between your
That's right,
palms
yeah.
and make a patty.
Yeah.
Throw it on the grill.
Too. I want to make a hamburger.
You want to get some Dr. Pepper, get some patty, ground beef, and have a
Why do you
burger.
make your burgers with Dr. Pepper?
Why not, man?
Okay. Good
I'm mainly for the studio audience. Earlier in joke. So, because that's the point. If you want to be part of the studio audience, you get all sorts of in jokes that
That's
we're going
right.
to make beforehand. So
high end.
high end, high class, top notch
No.
comedy.
When you say in jokes, it's I end.
Whatever. Yes, high end, not high. Whatever. Shut up. I'm doing the news. It's time for news.
Do it live.
We'll do it live. All right. Yeah, this is a short news because Sarah's not here and she usually does the news. So yeah, we'll go with it.
Oh, shut up. I'm sitting here yawning on camera. I'm like, oh, I'm on camera.
Seriously? Here, how about I switch to me? Okay, now you can yawn.
You got me
You want to yawn?
drinking.
You want to yawn?
No, I'm good
Okay,
now.
you good now? All right, let's switch back and forth.
No, you're yawn again.
God, would you? Okay, there we go.
you
Let's switch
cut
back to
from
me. Yeah, cut
I'm
from
good
you.
now.
Okay, back to you. That's the beauty of this little box right here.
I gotta
God
yawn every time you go to me.
Jesus. Yeah, there we go. Live studio audience got the box joke.
Woo.
Inappropriate.
Yes, that's exactly what I meant. Was whatever you thought I
Are
meant.
you on me? Because I got yawn again. What did you give me? Did you roof me?
I didn't roof you. You know what I gave you? A level up.
I'm big now.
Wow. Wow. I'm glad our studio audience doesn't know how to use that microphone we gave it.
So what's in the news?
All
Keith?
right. So yeah, let's go. Let's just go.
You know what's bad when I'm moving us along?
Yeah, that's how bad. That's how bad our studio audience is. Is that they've gotten you to proceed forward in a vanilla fashion. So Black Panther trailer.
Legend still doesn't know how to use the mic.
Even though I told her, like I feel like I should have turned her down on the board before we started with this. Anyways,
You should have just given her the mic and told her it was wireless.
I could have actually. That's a good.
Aw.
Keep staying with that in that microphone in the off position. Anyways, so Black Panther, the
Say
trailer.
studio audience every week.
I'm okay with this. Who wants to be part of the studio audience? Comment below, and we can make this happen because the studio audience.
Send in a self-addressed stamped envelope
What?
to audience, care of Pop Show, 159 Hollywood Boulevard.
It's BYOB.
Burp. Oh, she figured it out.
Oh God! Oh God! Oh God!
Yes.
Language. It's a trap.
Studio audience, it is BYOB.
Jeez. All right.
Also
so,
BYOP.
BYOP.
Bring your own pop.
No, bring your own pops. Thank God she had the mic on for that. Jeez, this is a family show. Jeez.
Families
Wait, did you
listen.
get a new glass? Like she didn't get the old glass that I gave her. She got a whole new glass.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Anyways,
found that
so Black Panther, we got a new trailer.
Yeah.
It looked really awesome,
look-
right?
Look good.
Did it look like Tron, Blade Runner? It looked a little
Oh,
futuristic.
yeah.
The
But
co-
I guess that's that's what
trying
you're
to-
expecting out of Wakanda. I
Right,
guess.
Wakanda.
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 Okay, Sarah, that's super fun for those of us listening. I don't know what's super fun. You got to like specify what's super fun. Yeah, because saying that's super fun doesn't let us know what is super fun. But yes, Black Panther
Black Panther.
trailer dropped. What'd you think?
Yeah, it looks fun.
Good. Way to make radio.
Oh, I don't know. Am I the
Are
only
you,
one?
are you getting Marvel fatigue?
Am I? Maybe.
I'm
sure I'll love it.
okay. Oh yeah, you're
But
gonna
like
love it.
I go back to Thor and I'm like, yeah, Thor's coming out.
No, see, I'm super excited for Thor Ragnarok.
I'm kind of more excited for the Justice League.
Really?
I feel like.
Has the new Joss
Did
Whedon
I explain
direction?
this on Popped yet?
No, I don't think you have.
I feel
Please.
like with Marvel, I'm gonna be like, oh, I love this,
It's a guarantee at this point.
but it's like okay, like heaven, like when you die and you go to heaven, like at some
The
point
good-
you're
the
gonna be
good
like
place.
the good place. Can you tell I've been watching? That's my
my
favorite show right now.
It's so good.
It is my
have you
favorite
watched?
show.
Have you watched last week's episode?
Yes, I jump
oh, the
on that as soon as I
millennials
can.
are the worst. Millennials are people that have only been torturing for 1,000 years. I was laughing for the entire show afterwards. So
The
Marvel.
Good Place has become like my go-to show. As soon as it's
Seriously,
on,
guys, if
got
you
to-
aren't watching Marvel or not Marvel's,
if you're on Marvel's Good Place,
if you're watching The Good Place on NBC, if you're not, you should be. First season, little slow. Second half of the season picks up. Oh, it has been the best comedy ever since that second half of the first season picked up. So watch it.
Yeah, fantastic. I don't know what it is. I absolutely love
The
that
writing has gotten immensely better, and they're just on point. Like I figured they were going. Okay, all right. Well, anyways,
There's just
Good
so
Place.
many
the,
small little jokes in
Yeah.
it, like when he was like revealed to them that like he wanted to kind of do what he did,
spoilers, yes.
and he kind of brought the stairs out because he.
He's like, oh yeah, you could have been doing this the whole time.
like climb up.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It really
Just
is. So
little things.
watch The Good Place. Seriously, first season's on
Danson's
Netflix.
so good in it.
There's like 4 episodes out of the second season. You guys need to catch up. Seriously, like I don't know if we're going to champion any show more than we have.
I don't think
The
so.
Good- The
It
Good
won't be the
Place.
Orville.
No, definitely not. So okay, back to Marvel's Black Panther
Yeah,
trailer.
I think it's one of those things like so like when you go to heaven, like if you like something, you keep liking it and you keep liking it.
Yeah,
Eventually, it just becomes like the norm,
it is.
and then it's like that's just the baseline.
It is. I know.
I feel like with
trust me, I
DC,
totally get that.
I haven't really liked them. So like I think DC has room to surprise me,
you
and
want
Justice League might
Well,
be that movie.
and that's the key. You want DC to succeed. You know, Marvel's
do. I
Marvel's
do.
already up here. DC is like, all right,
You know, Keith, I
Yes,
look at
Matthew.
it this way.
How do you look at it
I
this
want to
way?
get your finger ready. It's kind of like when I look at what happens down in Orlando.
Disney alarm.
Universal being a solid 2 to Disney's Disney,
Okay.
to the Magic Kingdom, to Disney World, it provides competition, and they both
see
have to
that.
keep pushing and pushing, and that's how we get Star Wars Land.
I'm okay with that though.
Because then that's how we get Nintendo Land.
Totally.
Not that Nintendo Land's gonna beat Star Wars Land,
But it's going to provide a different experience.
but it's going to be a different experience. And the only reason we get it is because of that solid competition.
Right.
So that's what I want out of it. Because Marvel is definitely, I don't care how much you love Marvel movies, you're going to get to a point where it's like, I've been eating the best pie. I'm tired of this pie.
Phrasing.
Okay, maybe not. But Yeah, so like if you always get key lime pie and it's always the best, eventually it's just going to be that's how key lime pie
So
is.
it's like in Chuck when Captain Awesome was always saying, "That's awesome." And eventually, everything is so awesome. I mean, what is going to be better or worse than that? I mean, if everything's awesome, no,
you need garbage to make everything feel good. And with the Marvel movies, I feel like, I've liked them, but I'm at a point now where it's like, I'm just going to go watch it and I'm going to like it.
Yeah.
With DC, it's exciting. I'm going into Justice League, not knowing if I'm going to hate it, if it's going to even be a movie.
Right. Well, DC, the Justice League movie, to be fair, the new trailers that have been coming out, and now that Joss Whedon has been taken over,
I don't know if that's necessarily what's happened. I think
you can tell the tone has changed. You can't tell me the tone hasn't changed.
Maybe the tone of the trailers that they cut.
It has.
But I feel like from the start of Justice League, the tone has been lighter. And I think that
a little bit,
and I don't think that was ever.
It's gotten even lighter since we've known Joss Whedon has been involved.
But I feel like that hasn't. I don't know if that's necessarily because of what's his name.
Joss Whedon?
No, the other dudes.
What other dudes?
Why am I blanking on other dude?
Other dude?
Yeah, other dude.
Zack Snyder?
Yeah.
Because he's gone?
No. I don't think that was ever his choice on Justice League. I think that came down from Warner Brothers.
Okay.
That was just, hey, this is going to be a lighter movie.
Fair enough.
And I've always got that feeling. So I think that this is the movie that
Alex has chimed in. Alex said he's also Marvel fatigued, and he's a movie aficionado, if you will. He said he doesn't even watch any of them, which I feel like his loss. I mean, as far as Marvel movies are fun, and that's what movies should be.
It's your thing. It's your thing.
There is an art form to movies. I am not negating that at all. But there's also, I want to go to movies just to kind of escape. I want to watch Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and just kind of get lost in the fantastical world, or Doctor Strange, as he mentions. I'm just going to get lost in it. And Spider-Man. I just bought Spider-Man Homecoming today because it finally came out in physical media, because I still buy physical media like old people. I'm the only person that still buys physical media. It's so I can loan to people who don't have internet. That's really what I buy physical media for.
That makes sense.
I
didn't even know that it existed until today.
People that don't have internet?
Just found that out.
Yeah, well, there are people out there that don't have internet. It's weird, but they have them. They don't have it, I guess. Mm-hmm. So I get the fact that he's not going to watch.
Are you not fatigued at all? You're going in like saying, "Oh, I'm going into Thor completely."
I felt, and see this. Well, here's the thing. I went into Doctor Strange feeling, and I came out of it, and I was like, "All right, yeah, I'm feeling a little bit of Doctor Strange. I'm feeling a little bit of Marvel fatigue at this point." So I came out of it. I was like, all right, it was good. It was a movie. It's what I expect from Marvel. But then I went into Spider-Man Homecoming and loved it because they picked a new genre of sorts. Not necessarily, maybe genre is too strong of a word, but they picked a new angle to go at it for. Because we've had the action.
What
high school movie.
Okay. Yeah.
We haven't had a Marvel high school movie.
Sure.
And I think that's where really things are going to. Marvel's going to have to change up their formula. They've got their formula. We know the Marvel formula at this point. We all know it. Some of us love it. Some of us hate it. Some of us don't really give a crap. But they're going to come into it, and Marvel's got to change it. They've either got to give us the high school movie. They've got to give us a throwback 80s movie like I think they're going to do with Thor Ragnarok, which is almost like an 80s buddy cop is how I'm predicting it's going to be with Thor and Hulk.
Did you say genre?
I said genre. It's a strong word, I know. But
because I feel like that did we talk about Marvel is its own genre now?
You and I have discussed it outside of this show.
Because I feel like I'm starting to come around. If I said no before, I'm starting to say it's a genre, like a subgenre.
All right. Alex, I know you're still watching. Is Marvel a genre? I know you're going to have comments on this, so give us comments on this, guys. And Alex, even if you're not Alex, give us comments. Tell us, is Marvel a genre at this point? Because I don't necessarily feel Marvel is a genre. I feel that superhero movies are a genre.
Well, that's why Marvel would be a subgenre of superhero.
Peanut Gallery's chiming in. Even Star Wars is a genre at this point. You got that space sci-fi fantasy.
Yeah, the franchises. I've talked myself out of it. The franchises.
Yeah,
you're right. But I feel like the Marvel franchise has gotten so big.
How big?
It's a franchise. It's just a really big franchise.
That's where that's kind of the argument now. Like I feel like okay, I won't say Marvel is
I think
a
genre is
genre,
definitely too strong of a word for it, but maybe
but
a subgenre.
I would say a subgenre is a superhero movie. If I'm going to go into action, I'm going to say, okay, I've got an action movie, but the subgenre is superhero.
I bring this up because there was another trailer released
What trailer was that?
this week.
What was that?
The new trailer for New Mutants.
Oh.
Now, obviously, it's a Marvel movie by way of it's a mutant, it's a X-Men movie. So you're looking at 20th Century Fox is they still
Yeah, they're still.
they still 20th century.
I think they're still
they changed it
20th
to,
century. Yeah.
Fox 2000. Did that happen? I feel like that movie is a movie that definitely is trying to play with different genres by bringing horror into it. So if anybody hasn't watched it,
I'm okay with that though.
New Mutants being an X-Men film, I mean the New Mutants are a subgenre of X-Men.
When I watched that trailer, I didn't even get a Mutants X-Men franchise vibe.
No, it's just straight up horror.
Yeah, and I'm excited for that because
which is a genre.
And I think that's where
do we label too much? Is that the problem we're getting to?
Maybe, but I also think the fact that we've got so many of these movies out, we can't help but label them, you know? Because
Maybe.
I mean, we want to.
I don't know. I feel like I grew up in the 90s.
Really? You don't say. Tell me more.
So I feel like in the 90s there was a huge shift away from genre. Just think about it.
How so?
Where do you put Pulp Fiction?
Action, crime, drama.
But it's also funny.
It is.
I feel like it's one of the funniest movies of the 90s.
Okay, just because it's an action movie doesn't mean it can't have a comedic line every once in a while.
But what I'm saying here is that I feel like that movies got to. I feel like that, especially in the 90s, when the indies kind of came out, I feel like that there were a couple directors that were working in movies that kind of that broke away from genres.
How so?
Pulp Fiction, like I just said.
Okay, Pulp Fiction. Our peanut
you can call it a crime movie, and that's an easy way to kind of an easy way to.
Yes, you can leave Peanut Gallery. No one's stopping.
Our studio audience has left halfway through our show.
Well,
I'm joking.
They've also got to get home to their families and stuff.
Sure.
I want to go home.
Makes sense.
Let me go, please.
I forgot what I was saying.
Oh, there are handcuffs involved.
Nobody is handcuffed. It's not how we do it here at Popped. We tie them down. Genres. What's fun is that we were in the middle of a two-man conversation. New Mutants. I get. I like the fact that they're trying to do something different. Although I feel like part of me is like, I kind of wish they would do an actual X-Men New Mutants movie that was that didn't go all scary. But I guess if you're gonna pick a movie, to try out a different genre, I think that's a good way to start. Make your X-Men a little scary. Although I don't know, is anybody out there watching The Gifted? I feel like I've been watching a lot of The Gifted since it hit Hulu, and I feel like that they're doing. I feel like they're almost doing mutants better than the X-Men movies were doing mutants, but that has nothing to do with genre. You ever have somebody leave in the middle of a conversation that was a two-way conversation? Keith, have you ever had anybody do that to you? And
all
just
the
say,
time.
"Hey, Phil, cool, I'll fill with the conversation."
You love talking by yourself. You do it every Monday.
It's true, but I was in a conversation with you about something, and you walked away.
Yeah, but look. Alex is chiming in.
That's true. Alex said that Logan was a superhero
I can
Western.
say goodbye to our peanut gallery. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Anyways, our peanut. What? Oh, our peanut audience.
Okay, our peanut audience. I don't know why we're just making fun of them.
Our peanut gallery has been distracted by the animals in this household.
It happens.
So,
and the peanuts.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess. Furthermore, I guess what I'm saying is I don't give a crap. I guess about genres.
Yeah, I don't either.
I feel like I'm more of a if you say, hey, what's your favorite genre? I don't know, movies.
I enjoy a good movie.
I think I'm at that point.
that goes back to our discussion last week about what happened to Monday. You know, yeah. All I want is a good story. I want good characters, and I want some fun. You know, that's really all I want out of a movie.
I wonder if
or TV show. Even.
I wonder if my unwillingness to classify things. I wonder if that's a subset to me being a creative.
Understandable.
Who does this himself?
Yeah. What's issues?
Someday. Well, and the issues isn't a straight. I mean, like I couldn't put it as a comedy. Right. It's funny, but I try to do.
Well, we've got some of your creative adventures coming up later in the hour after we talk to Henry.
Oh, that's true.
We do. I have downloaded it. We have got it ready.
Cool.
So,
what other news? What else is in the news? I feel like there's, it hasn't been super busy.
It's been kind of a quiet week. We've had what's it called? We've had some news come out as far as the Ron Howard Star Wars Han Solo movie. It is now called Solo, a Star Wars story. I feel like, give me 50,000. I could have come up with that name for you as well, So there's
Solo.
that.
Solo, you can't hear it.
Aw.
Yeah.
Say who has good vision for that film.
But I'll tell you, when they announced Ron Howard, I feel like he's a very straight choice. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
he seems
he's
like
not going to push the boundaries
at all.
You know what you're getting with Ron Howard,
and then that makes me sad for thinking about what Lord and Miller could have done with it.
I feel like
because man, I've dug everything that they've done.
I feel like Lord and Miller had some elements to it that have kind of carried over. There are some characters in there that I feel like are very Lord and Miller type characters. They've taken from old canon, which were declassified into non-canon and have been brought back to canon. I feel like there are still elements there, but I feel like Ron Howard's going to make this his own movie, and I'm okay with that. I appreciate Ron Howard's input into any of these movies. But I would have really... It kind of goes back to the Edgar Wright Ant-Man movie. I would have really liked to have seen what the original cut of that was.
Who are you talking to?
I rewatched Baby Driver last night.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Baby Driver is an amazing movie. You guys need to watch it.
His movies always get better on rewatch.
And I kind of wonder if some of Baby Driver was carried over from what he thought for Ant-Man, and he just put it into Baby Driver.
Doesn't sound like it. It sounds like he had it written a while ago.
It might have been, but he might have put elements from Baby Driver into Ant-Man, and they weren't taken into Ant-Man.
Well, I read that he started working on it in like 2007, and then I think what happened is he Ant-Man fell apart, and he said, "Screw it, let's go ahead and put Baby Driver."
And he might have been.
On the,
so talking about Marvel real quick, Adam jumped in. Do you know Adam? I don't know Adam. Hi, Adam. I feel like Adam is Adam is a good fan of the show. I've seen his name pop up every so often on our Facebook page, facebook.com/popped show. He said he agrees with Alex that when he says the reviewer of Blade Runner, can't remember, though he's talking about Dean's review. He might be saying he's Marvel fatigue as well. And Alex is chiming in saying the biggest loss was not being able to see.
I agree with Alex so much.
Do you guys still... I mean, okay.
I wanted to see
Aronofsky's Wolverine movie. All right. I admit, it would have been super intriguing. But look at Mother.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but have you seen Mother?
Alex really liked Mother.
So that means you automatically don't?
No, it doesn't mean I automatically don't. I just feel like Alex and I have different tastes, and that's totally fine.
Yeah, sure.
But I feel like I don't know if I would have appreciated. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm not a big.
You're not a fan of
subtext.
Aronoscopy. I have to get one of those at 40. You have to get an aronoscopy. I'm not looking forward to it.
It's coming up soon. White glove and everything.
Oh, jeez. Frightening. I think his Wolverine movie
Bend
would have
over
been
and
interesting.
breathe. No,
I think James Mangold did a good job
oh, I love Logan.
with Logan.
I need to watch the black and white. Have you watched the black? I mean, I
No,
feel like
because I got color TVs.
what is this? The 50s?
Whatever. Not my color, not my problem. Oh, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, that might be. Hold on, we might.
Inappropriate.
Yeah, that might be a little.
I'm not even sure if it is. We're just doing that. That's a preemptive inappropriate.
Yeah, just to cover ourselves.
So what else we got in the news before? Oh,
yeah, Henry's about to call. So, but one thing I want to talk about because we had a few interactions on our Facebook page, and I wanted to get your take on it because I don't know if you chimed in. CW is developing a supernatural drama crime show, a little bit of a drama, cop drama titled. Wait for it. Dead Inside.
Oh, is this about me?
No. But basically, this female cop, her and her partner, she survives an explosion. Her partner does not, and then she starts to her partner does not survive the explosion, and then she starts to see her partner as a ghost. Okay. So I feel like Dead Inside is a little rough. I mean, like my initial thought, and Brian, a buddy of mine, also chimed in. He also thought Ghost Cop. So like I feel like Ghost Cop.
So what would you go with?
I mean, he also threw up NYPD Boo.
Jeez. I would call it Dead Outside.
Dead Inside and Out. All right, Henry, did you hear about this CW show?
Hi, I'm not sure which one you're talking about.
CW is developing a show that has basically a female police officer, detective possibly, her and her partner going to solve a crime. There's a big explosion. Her partner doesn't survive, but she does, and then she has her partner comes back as a ghost. I'm looking forward to it. I just want to see how ridiculous it actually is. And they're calling it Dead Inside. I feel like you can come up with a better name than Dead Inside.
They'll probably change that title.
I feel like they could.
It sounds like a 40 Rock poster. Is it starring Tracy Jordan?
40 Rock? What's 40 Rock?
10 more. 10 more. That's the sequel to 30 Rock.
Jeez.
Sounds like something that would have Jenna from 30 Rock and like the Rural Juror or something.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Jenna would be it.
Spot on, Henry.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah, Jordan.
All right, Henry. How you been, man? It's been a few weeks.
Yeah, good. How are you guys?
Pretty good.
I'm a little drunk.
Sarah's not here, so it's a little unhinged. So we apologize for that and everybody listening.
I walked in the door and Keith handed me a glass and said, "Drink this as fast as you can."
I did not say
and
that.
I do because that's what I do. Whatever anybody tells me.
I mean, I'm the producer of the show. You got to do what I say,
that's right? That's right.
We'll hold on. What?
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live. We'll play it as best we can. So, Henry, how you been, man? What do you got for us this week?
We're coming up on Halloween, and they have two of the biggest shows of the whole season come out around this time. Of course, The Walking Dead has always come out around Halloween.
Yep, they've got a crossover coming out.
It's going to be interesting because we're finally going to have like a real showdown between Negan and the survivors and Rick, and I felt like we were going to get that in the last season finale, and then we kind of got a little bit, and then now they're stretching it into another season. So we'll see if Negan's going to be fighting it out with them for this entire season, or how it's going to go down.
Okay.
Little all-out war.
If you're a fan, obviously it's Sunday is going to be like no phone calls, no anything. The show is going to be the only thing you do the whole hour that you're there. So. Of course, we've got. I'm going to be at Walker Stalker Con the following weekend here in Atlanta, which always coincides around the same time as the new season. So I'm sure we'll maybe get a couple of clues as to what else we can expect coming up.
All right, sounds good. We'll be looking forward to having you back to give us the breakdown of that. And real quick, Henry, before you go on, Jessica decided she wanted to chime in. And yes, Jessica, I've got O'Reilly on this thing because this drop is hilarious.
We'll do it live.
I mean, that's all it is. That's all I'm going to give. That's all I'm going to give O'Reilly. He provides for a hilarious drop as far as
We'll do it live.
Because we say that a lot on the show. Because there are a lot of things we don't prepare, and we'll just do it live. So that's all it's going to be. And yes, Jessica will be joining you apparently. Henry.
Yes. It should be good. We've got, because I've gone to every one they've done in Atlanta since this will be their 6th year, I think. So their 6th year. Last year was kind of crazy because it was right after the premiere, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan was there making a big entrance with the bat and everything, because he had just dispatched, of course, Glenn and Abraham. So it was a big moment. So we'll see if I don't think they're going to quite match the craziness and the brutality of all that, but we'll see what they do with the premiere on Sunday.
Now,
I'll be writing up a little something on the blog about it too.
How do you feel about last season? Do you think it went a little too overboard as far as the violence and the sadism?
No, I mean, if you're adopting The Walking Dead, and that's one of the bigger moments of the show, of the comic book, so that's what everyone said. Like, we're adopting the comic, and that's what's in the comic. So if you have a problem with it, talk to Robert Kirkman, basically.
See, here's the thing. So, I was reading the comic, and I've gotten, I want to say 105 issues in. I got bored of the show because I appreciated the comic more than I did the show. Yeah. So, I stopped watching the show about 3rd season, and I feel bad. I was like, do I lose geek cred because of that? It's like, I prefer the comic over the show. A lot of people prefer
the comic book. Yeah.
That's
not
as long as I'm not alone in that.
I think we're at a point where we're deluged by, I feel like there was a point where you had to kind of latch onto these kind of fringier geek genre kind of shows because they would just go away. But I think we're at a point now where if you don't like something,
it's okay.
It's okay to stop watching it.
Okay,
yeah.
Just making sure. I don't have enough time to keep up with it anymore.
Yeah, nobody has time for Mercy.
There was this huge untapped audience who were just dying for a zombie show and for all this, and so I mean, AMC just kind of hit a gold mine when they adopted it several years ago. So, and it's going to keep going as long as we might still be talking about 10 years from now. I know.
Yeah. Well, and see, Jessica brings up a good point. She's like, she wants to read the comics, but she can get the show. She can watch that on cable and watch it easily. But I feel like if you go to your local comic shop, they should have. I mean, I don't know what you and Jessica have locally down in the Y'all's area, but and we didn't have Greg tonight, Local Heroes in Norfolk, Virginia, but they have got a lot of Walking Dead in stock. I can go in there and pick up.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, I've read the first 105 issues, but I've still got the actual physical copies of the first 3 or 4 volumes. I can go in there and pick up more volumes tomorrow. I don't know what you guys have in your local comic shop, but I feel like
Henry,
it's just as available
as
the show.
It's pretty easily available because it's such a popular comic now.
All right,
Henry,
good.
do you think that Kirkman get into kind of a bit of an altercation with AMC, kind of get into a fight? You think that's going to affect the show adapting the? Do you think maybe the show will now kind of get away from the comic book a little bit and kind of do their own thing?
Same here.
I mean, when it comes down to it, AMC can run the show as long and as much as they want. They still have the rights to it. So, no matter what happens behind the scenes, obviously if Robert Kirkman were to somehow step aside and not be involved with the show, that would be a massive thing, and the fans might be kind of disturbed by that. But, the show's going to keep going. And I think that, the writer of the show, the creators of the show now are, they're massive fans of the comic, and it's hewed a little closer to the comic than it did in the first few seasons.
Yeah, definitely.
They still make some departures, like they didn't kill Abraham in the comic the same way.
Spoilers,
but it's still pretty close.
Well,
yeah,
I feel like now though they're replacing kills. Because in All Out, well, no, not All Out War. It feels like they replace the kills that happened in the comic book. Like if a character had already died and we've got a big kill coming up, they'll just throw another character in there and kill them the same way. That doesn't make sense. I'm a little joking.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And obviously, Negan did some more damage as the season went on, and killed a couple more characters that were more minor characters, but still. I have a feeling that they have a few more tricks up their sleeve this season. Obviously with some so many twists and turns that have already happened in the last season, and you've got oh man, now I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm trying to remember the guy with the mullet who's now on Negan's side.
Oh yeah, Eugene.
Yeah,
they're going completely
Eugene,
different direction
right.
with Eugene.
But that's definitely a big question mark, is what's going to happen to Eugene, because he's no longer fighting on the side of Rick, or is he trying to sort of scheme some way to get back at Negan? I mean, so he sort of engineered something last time, so we don't know where his loyalties are. So that'll be the big question, I think, this season.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still invested in the show. I still enjoy it every week. I know a lot of people have kind of come down on it, but I can't wait to see what they do with this season, especially with our All Out War being
Plus
such
you
a
get
big
like
thing.
8 episodes. You get 8 episodes at a time, and you take a little break and get 8 more. So it gives you time to miss the show. It's not on every week for like 30 weeks. It's pretty sporadically, so people don't get tired of it,
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I like the break. I like the Christmas break.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what else we got going on in the TV world?
Go ahead.
What else we got going on in the TV world, Henry?
Well, as I say, the other big show now for the Halloween season is Stranger Things, which Netflix had in their sort of genius way. They postponed this new season all the way up to October. As people probably remember, the first season came out last summer, so we've had a long wait. Especially if you binge the first season real fast, you've been waiting a long time.
And this is a popular show,
but that builds up all the anticipation
That's what I hear the kids
at the same
saying.
time.
That's a good play on Netflix's part, and I feel like their marketing for this has been pretty strong,
like
not overbearing.
Well, yes and no. It depends on how much you're into the '80s nostalgia, because Stranger Things, if you guys have watched the first season, which you should, it's like Good Place and then Stranger Things, and there are some other things in between.
But priority.
Yeah,
that's our priority.
If you want to have any part of the conversation online in the next few weeks, you pretty much have to have seen the first season of Stranger Things. So you're going to be lost.
Stranger Things should be something you watch, and I get it. There are people that are scared of like the horror aspect, but it's not that bad. It is shot and filmed like an 80s movie / TV show, which I personally love because I love that 80s era. And they do it very well, and they've done their marketing the same way. They've tied into Alien, they have tied into Freddy Krueger, they have tied into Thriller. All of those. They have tied into all that 80s Ghostbusters. They've tied into that Gremlins. They have tied into that 80s nostalgia like no other show or movie has before. And yes, they are riding the back of nostalgia that we know and love. But you know what? They're using it to their advantage, and it is perfect. Hell, season 1 is on Netflix. But you know what I did today? I went to Target and I bought season 1 on DVD because it's in a stupid, kitschy VHS packaging. Because I am a sucker, 1, for physical media, but 2, for like physical marketing packaging. Like if it's kind of sticky like that, I'm gonna dig it.
Sticky.
It's a little bit of shtick. Let's be honest.
A shtick.
It's like the
bit. Thought you just couldn't say sticky.
No, sticky. It's a shtick.
And of course, you can already get little action figures of the characters and Funkos, and there's so much merchandise out there as well.
There's even
a soundtrack on vinyl you can get.
Jeez.
There is an Eggo card game coming out because of this show. I mean, Stranger Things is a part of the pop culture, discussion now. You can't get I would put it on par with Walking Dead and Game of Thrones. Like it's that. I would think it's that popular.
The thing is, Netflix never really tells you how many people are watching it, but clearly there's a very devoted fan base.
Yeah.
And a very large devoted fan base.
Yeah, you can definitely tell. I mean, you can definitely tell with just the amount of social media.
Jessica's obviously more drunk than we are. She thinks VHS is going to make a comeback.
Well,
really?
Post-apocalypse.
See, even Henry thinks it's funny. I mean, come on, Jessica. Who are you fooling? VHS isn't going to come back. Who has a VCR at this point? Seriously.
Well, there are people out there who collect rare VHS tapes, and they can get some. You can get pretty expensive. Some of them are being sold for lot of money on eBay because they're hard to find. Because for some reason, certain movies were never put on DVD and stuff.
It's
So
true.
there is a little fan base for that, and there's a whole documentary on it too. You can check it out called "Be Kind Rewind." By the way, I think it's called that, something like that.
Okay.
But
I love that.
but yeah, well, not to get too far off, but I will say though, if you're looking into VHS tapes, do not fall for this social media thing where people say that you can sell your Beauty and the Beast tapes for $200. That is not true.
It's true. I sold one for $300.
There was a thing on eBay where they were trying to sell Disney movies for like all this money, like they were somehow really sought after, and they're not really. They're not worth that much money.
No, but to be like, I'm all for physical media. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love physical media. I mean, hell, I've got a vinyl collection that you guys can't see in front of this camera here. I mean, I am all for physical media, but like, I feel like I don't think VHS is making a comeback. I'm sorry, but that's just me. So
yeah, it's not going to make a comeback. I mean, it's a difference between.
All right, look. Jessica is on the same page you and I are, Matt. She is 5 beers in, and I feel like the only way to watch this show is with a few
VHS?
drinks. Well, on VHS.
Now I want to watch it on VHS.
Are we going to record this on VHS from now on?
Yes.
All right, VHS. Popped
yes,
on VHS.
I could see them putting Stranger Things on VHS as kind of a joke and selling a bunch of them.
Dude, their packaging for season 1 is like a VHS. I
think it would be great promo.
Dude, they got me. I got suckered in. I bought it because it looked like a VHS tape.
I hope they sent out screeners on VHS to news outlets of the first episode.
I hope so.
That's
That'd
what
be
I'd
awesome. All right, Henry. What else?
There is no screeners. This was completely it's completely on the download, like it's completely, nobody knows what's going to go in, and they haven't told the press.
Okay.
The press is probably going to see it
maybe
a day before everyone else at most, but probably not even that.
Let's talk about that, though, because there's a little bit of a double standard here. Because they did the same thing with Star Trek Discovery, and everyone was like, oh my God, Star Trek Discovery must be horrible if they're not letting anybody screen it. But now, no, I haven't watched it yet. Jenny and Ben
Well, if it's a successful show, that's the opposite.
Yeah.
It just means that they're trying to keep it quiet.
And
same with like Game of Thrones or something.
Maybe that's the point. But like with this, they're like, no, we're not gonna have anybody screen. Everyone's like, okay, we're cool. You know, let's just all right.
Can I get Game of Thrones on VHS?
Yeah,
yes.
It's only if they don't screen an unknown quantity, then that sounds like trouble. But if they're not screening something that's successful already, it just means they're trying to keep it from leaking out what happens.
Smart.
I hope so. Yeah. We'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to it.
I don't think. Yeah, Henry's right. I don't think they're keeping Stranger Things back because it's a piece of garbage.
No,
they know they got gold.
But it's a double standard in the media industry. Let's be honest.
Plus, if it was to leak online or anything like that, it would be a disaster.
And these things are always leaking online.
Yeah.
We're just being stolen at this point. Jeez.
All right, Henry. What else you got for us as far as TV goes this week?
Well, yeah, that's the main thing. I mean, that weekend before Halloween on the 27th, so many people are gonna be binging it. So if you don't like spoilers, you may want to stay away from Twitter and Facebook until you watch it. But it's going to be a very big. I feel like this is the biggest launch of a new season on any streaming service that I can think of in history.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty big,
especially for something
like bigger than the Marvel shows too.
Oh yeah. Definitely. Are you going to be binging it the entire weekend? Are you going to be done by the time you go to work on Monday?
My plan is to have it.
I'll watch the first one or two myself at least. Go ahead. Sorry.
No,
it was
okay,
you.
So,
it was you.
So Henry is watching the first two. I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be watching all of them.
Yeah.
I'm going to be binging. I'm going to be binging worse than I did the Defenders or Iron Fist.
Oh my gosh! I will not be here on that Friday.
You won't, because you're going to Disney next week. It's going to be a Sarah and Keith show next week.
Will not be thinking about.
All right, who wants to be in the studio audience next week? Let's go ahead and throw that out now.
Let's not. You know what? I think maybe no studio audience.
I don't know. It's kind of fun.
Yeah,
all right.
Cool,
listeners. Henry. You got anything else to kind of wrap it up here?
No, yeah, just that's pretty much The Walking Dead and Stranger Things back to back. It's going to be a lot of people talking about those shows coming up to the end of the month. So yeah, like I said, if you don't like spoilers, stay off social media till you watch them.
Yeah, no, that is hold on, let's see here. Let me see what I can get here.
Spoilers.
There we go. I'll get drops cut eventually. But hey, Henry, I got some news for you. Jessica says you guys are going to binge the whole thing, so you're watching more than 2 episodes.
Sounds like it.
Just getting you prepared right now. Just dropping that in for you.
Go get food for the weekend. Lots of popcorn and snacks.
Just settle on in there, man. All right, Henry. Thanks for calling in, man. We will talk to you in a few weeks.
Well, I've got, like I said, I've got Walker Stalker, and I'll be back to talk about that after that.
Perfect. Where can they find you? Where can they find you on the
at
social
Hanks
medias?
TV, at Hanks TV. I'll be on Instagram and Twitter too, so I might have some photos from Walker Stalker as well.
Ooh,
cool. Well, tag us in it, and we will make sure to retweet you and get you the notoriety.
They've got a really good lineup this year. Outside of The Walking Dead, they've got some. They've got Bruce Campbell, and they've got some people from who are from Lost, like Henry M. Cusick and Harold Perrineau. So they've got a really good lineup.
I love both of them.
Hey, Henry, have you been keeping up with Ash vs. the Evil Dead? Have you been watching that at all?
I saw that the 3rd season isn't until like February this time, so I'm going to catch up.
Have you watched the first 2 seasons yet?
No, I see that I have time to catch up now. So.
Oh man, the first 2 seasons are top notch. I highly recommend. Yeah, it's a great show, man. I've been enjoying it.
I can't wait to go to the house next week.
Yes, well, let's talk about that in a second. All right, Henry, thanks, man, for calling in. We appreciate it. And we will talk to you in a few weeks.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, later, man.
Love you. Bye. I can't love people.
No, you can love people. It's just random. All right.
Henry.
Hey, look, Juan's calling in. Or not Juan. He's not calling in. He is just checking in. Hey, Juan, how's it going, man? Let us know. Yeah, he might have already left. He's checking in.
I wish we had the little open door sound from like AOL, and then the closed door sound when they leave.
All right,
just so we know.
No, I'll add that. We will add that. We actually have. Open door drop, a little behind the scenes talk, a little shop talk, if you will.
Am I supposed to be covering?
No, you can. No, we're good. I'm just typing stuff.
Juan's probably also drunk.
Oh, well, Juan is.
He's like, why is the Facebook talking directly to me?
Juan,
because that's got to be freaky.
Okay, no, let's talk about this for just like half a second before we go into our next talk here. That is the benefit of watching Pop's show. Okay, we can be a podcast. We can be.
Jessica says I can love him too, and it's okay.
All right, everyone loves Henry. Henry's the best.
So far, just me and Jessica.
That's fine. You and Jessica can love him. That's great. You two can fight over him.
Okay.
I mean, my money's on Jessica. Let's just be honest. I mean, just saying. I love you, Matt, but she's got top notch over here. She wins over you. She looks like Billie Piper, man.
Okay. Well,
I mean, she's
rub it in. I try to look pretty.
You do look pretty.
Thank you.
But anyways, that is the point of this. If anyone's watching over as far as podcasts, because we are now a podcast at Podbean, we're waiting to hear.
Come watch us live.
Well, and that's the thing. That's what I'm going to get to. Is like you can listen to us on Podbean, you can listen to us on iTunes, you can listen to us on Google Play.
You barely wander off the street.
You could barely just hang out,
yell things at us.
Yeah, hang out in the Popped Cave on the outskirts of the Popped Cave and be part of the studio audience. Which, if you do, DM Matt or myself or Sarah.
Or send a self-addressed stamped envelope.
No one does stamps, things, letters.
To audience, care of Popped Show.
Yes. Popped Cave,
138
Virginia.
Hollywood Boulevard, Hollywood, California.
Popped Cave, Virginia.
2569.
But anyways,
632.
That's the point. Look, see, Jessica says she'll share with you. Yes. So that okay, yes, we
I
are.
Don't have to be pretty.
We are.
Jessica will share.
You are pretty.
Thank you.
Not as pretty as Jessica, but you are
Just
pretty.
Save it for after the show.
Yes. So yes, we are also in podcast form, and there are people that are listening to in podcast form. But the real benefit
Wonder
is
Twin powers activate.
Captain Planet
form of podcast.
Voltron. Oh no.
Never watched Super Friends, huh?
No, anyways. Oh, wow. Jessica's mother watches us. I don't know if that's
Clean up the language. Clean up.
Hold on.
Language.
There we go. So, yeah. Juan wants us to recap the past hour for him, which, hang on, Juan.
A lot of slurring words.
Stop. We will recap the past hour for you, Juan, in like 30 seconds. I'm going to do a little promotion here.
Oh, yeah.
Because.
Wait a minute. Can we recap the last hour and a half? Yeah. Check for the podcast.
Inconceivable.
Yes.
On Podbean.
Yes. We are now a podcast. We are part of Podbean. Popped Bean. I'm really trying to take
Popped Bean?
I am that egotistical that I want to take over Podbean at this point.
Sure.
But Podbean is the podcast app that we're part of right now. We're looking at iTunes and Google Play. We've submitted. We got to do their verification process. We'll get there. All right. But we are now a podcast, and that's great. I love the fact that people can take us on the go, and Juan can listen to us at Local Heroes on Colonial Avenue, Norfolk, Virginia, while he's working there. But you know what the real benefit is?
What's that?
Listening to us live Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah. Because Juan, Jessica, Henry, Alex, Adam, Sarah when she's not on the show.
She needs to be here so bad.
Jessica, Alexis, our live studio audience, when we have one, they can interact live with us. And that's the best part of this whole show, in my opinion. Is like,
because it's a hang.
It is, and that's what I want. Like,
did we drink a little too much? Did the show go off the rails?
Never. There's never
but
enough
it's
alcohol.
fun because you get to come along with us. You guys get to come along with us on the off the rails.
All right, you know what, Juan? Greg will allow it. You know what? I'm gonna push for Greg to start airing Popped in the Local Heroes store. Like, it'll just be background noise. You guys have the music now, but you know what? In the background, eventually, it'll be Popped.
That's not our promo.
It will be
Popped. Background noise. I don't want that.
No, Popped.
Yeah.
Interactive podcast.
Absolutely.
And that's really what, like, all right, I'm going to give you guys some behind the scenes stuff.
Okay, cool.
No, we're going to do this. Let's just roll with it.
Okay.
Matt created Popped as part of the radio show of Radio Free Radio.
Yay.
# now defunct. But we've created this podcast now, and like, I want to create something that people can hang out with.
Jessica wants to see us drink.
You know what, Jessica? This is for you. There's been like
nothing in it. There's nothing in that.
Exactly. There have been 4 drinks in it since we've been doing this evening. So, I want something that Jessica, Henry, Juan can all hang out in, and we can talk about just nerdy crap for 2 hours on a Tuesday evening. This is an escape. I don't want to talk politics. I don't want to get
Weinstein.
Yeah, I don't want to get. No one wants to get Weinstein. But I just want something that you guys can come and hang out with. Talk to us about what you're watching, what you're, what
and
you're
not be
into.
ashamed. Not be ashamed to it.
We're not
going to
know.
I can't stop watching the Orville.
Yeah, we don't know why.
I don't like it. I hate it. But I've watched every episode so far.
Hey,
because I'm fascinated.
Hey, you know what Miles says?
What's that?
There are no guilty pleasures.
There are none.
So, what is it? Oh, Jessica says that Henry's actually working at Atlantic Classic Comics now down in Georgia.
Oh.
So, Popped has a wide reach. Like, I want to push Popped as a local brand in the Hampton Roads, Virginia area, if you will.
But we're for everyone.
But we really are.
Everywhere.
Like, we've got the connections with Jessica and Henry down in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
We have got, we've got some DC contacts with when you guys interviewed the Neverwhere folks in the Rorschach Theater.
Yep.
Quick
ride.
We've
got our Orlando reporter.
We do have Orlando.
Coming up next, we got to figure out how to Skype me in.
Skype you in?
I assume that's easy.
Yeah. No, sure, we'll figure it out. Oh, Jessica. Let's do Weinstein and see how Marvel is proving him wrong. I mean, we haven't heard any claims about Feige yet. Let's just be honest.
Oh.
Okay.
I just hope it's not everyone.
Juan wants us to create a second life room, and we can all hang out in the virtual world. You know what, Juan? You're actually
it's not a bad idea.
Juan is close enough.
Make that happen?
Juan is a few blocks down. He could come and hang out with us. I know he doesn't want to leave like Ghent.
Yeah, that's true.
But he could come out and hang out.
Can we actually get a second life room? We all hang out there?
I mean, if we want to. Sure, why not? Popped is on Twitch right now. Like, we might be getting comments from Twitch.
Me?
We might be no, they're not calling you anything. God. But like, we might be getting comments on Twitch, and I'm not even paying attention because Facebook's where it's at.
Sure, Facebook is our Facebook.
Facebook.com/Pops Show. So,
we should totally do VR.
Oh, it's why? Okay, no. Jessica says fake drinks. Why are we gonna half-ass this and do fake
full
drinks?
Drink. You get a real drink.
No, let's do real drinks. If you're not drinking while you watch this show,
is that the future
point?
of the show?
We just
do
drunk?
it VR.
Oh,
so we exist in like a virtual space, and everybody comes to watch us.
I mean, if they want to. I mean, we
could.
We've got 2 cameras. Sorry, we got distracted.
We both did. What are we doing? We know
All
better.
Right, okay, and see, this is the problem. Like, there are some people that are listening to this in podcast version.
They
Which
just be like, why did they stop talking?
yeah, but see, that's the beauty of it. I'll edit this later for podcast and be like, all right, no.
For the podcast.
Yes, for the podcast. All right, Matt. So you and I last week we had a little bit of a hiccup.
We had last week.
It was was it last week? I'm pretty sure it was last week. We wanted to go and talk with some local folks. I mean, because we are big in we try to get, like, we want to support the
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I know what we're saying.
Yeah. Segue.
Yeah. So we went
You want to get the background for this?
Keith and I went to go make a video, and it was going to be a pop video. We were going to go meet with the old Coast Guard station
in Virginia Beach, Virginia.
And we went down there, and well, maybe something wasn't confirmed.
We had a little bit of a hiccup.
We had a little bit of a mix-up. It was nobody's fault. Keith's fault. It was nobody's fault.
It was probably my fault, to be honest.
It wasn't. It was a misunderstanding. But we were going to go take a look at the old haunted Coast Guard station. So Coast Guard station's been there since 1904. I know that now.
1903, I thought. Either way.
Well,
early 1900s.
Early 1900s. And lots of ghosts. It's like super haunted. And there's just ghosts everywhere. Ghosts of old fishermen, like the old Gordon's fishermen, just wandering around being a ghost. It was really, really spooky, really scary. So we were getting an after hours ghost tour where we were gonna get ushered around, just he and I, and get to experience this stuff like by ourselves, not in like a big group. But it didn't happen. We didn't. Some things happened, and it didn't quite happen. But we did film a video. We kind of filmed a video for my vlog, my daily-ish vlog that just started on Friday.
I mean, like you and I,
we make lemons out of lemons. Lemonades out of lemons.
Yeah, margaritas out of lemons.
We make something that we could drink.
It's all about the drinks. Problems. All right, Jessica, my drink was not fake. You know what? She also was grammatically wrong. Gordon's what?
Like the frozen fish guy.
Yeah,
he's a ghost.
Sure. Anyways, so my drink was not fake. It is just finished before you joined the show.
That's why you know what? I love Jessica now too.
Jessica's
she
great.
She catches my sly remarks. They just slide in there.
We're a nerdy show all about end references, man.
So we didn't get to connect with the old Coast Guard station, but we love those guys. They were very, very generous to kind of offer the extended tour.
They're down at 24th and Atlantic in Virginia Beach, Virginia.
They are, and they're doing ghost tours. I think pretty
Fridays.
much.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
You can go to the website.
Go to the website.
Virginia Beach Surf and Rescue Museum. Mm-hmm. We'll post a link here in a second while you guys are watching this video. So basically, because we had the disconnect,
we had our own ghost tour.
It happens, man. We did our own thing, though. And you know what? We're going to let you guys watch that right now.
Few places hold spooky secrets like the beach.
Or the graveyard. That's the video. Did you let it sit for that long?
No, they can't hear it.
Why can't we hear it?
They can hear it. That's why I'm going to cut my mic off.
Okay. Watch. All right, let's let them watch. Oh, okay. This has got your stupid title on it.
Yeah, what do you want me to do?
Vlog time with... No, with Popped!
Okay, Keith and I are here at the old Coast Guard station. We don't mean that like, hey, the old Coast Guard. This is an actual old Coast Guard station. And it's haunted. And the person that's supposed to be here didn't show up yet. Hasn't shown up yet. We don't know if it, I'm not going to say didn't show up. Hasn't. Ghosts.
Keith, are we picking up any kind of like is it ESP? What's the recording?
Electromagnetic interference. White noise.
Sure. What are the readings on the PKE meter? Please tell me you brought the PKE.
Kinetic energy.
We're not prepared to bust ghosts. I'm just going to tell you. We left the pet packs in the car. Not sure whose car. Someone's car.
The old Coast Guard station is now obviously Surf and Rescue Museum, open year-round, except for right now when we're supposed to get a special ghost tour, which is exciting because ghosts. I don't like ghosts, to be honest. I really don't like ghosts. But I'm gonna try this out. I'm gonna try not to be scared. We'll see. If I get too scared, I'm gonna run out into the ocean and put my head in the sand, because I feel like that's the proper way to fight ghosts.
You an ostrich?
Part ostrich.
I can see it. The resemblance.
Bottom half. I don't know what that means.
I don't know either. You lay eggs?
Maybe. That's the beach. That's where people would be saved. That's the Coast Guard station where the Coast Guards would have shenanigans. I'm guessing like just naked shenanigans. Like some sort of 80s movie, except this was the 1880s. When surf was real. And men were men and boats were not great boats. Boats like this. They would paddle out to save people. Making all this up. Back in those days, if the riptide tides got you, you're gone. You're in England before you know it. In fact, that's how most people in the States chose to travel to England in the late 1800s. By riptide. Keith, are you frightened at all? Are you scared that we're going to find something extraordinary, something paranormal that you're not ready to deal with?
Oh, I'm ready to deal with it. I've been ready to deal with it.
You're gonna bust some ghosts. He ain't afraid of no ghosts. Just like improper financial planning. These days,
everyone has 3 mortgages.
You see the old lookout tower? I suppose that's what it is. You know what? I'm just making all this up. That could be like, that could be the dungeon.
It's like a sanctuary.
I don't know why you put a dungeon up there or a ghost sanctuary up there. But I don't see any ghosts. Let's switch to infrared. I'm just kidding, this camera doesn't have a capability. Next door, I'm fairly certain this is a spooky, haunted hotel place room.
Hotel place room?
Or it's just in some sort of disarray. Disrepair? It's not being repaired. Those ghosts might have actually been the, it might have been the maid staff. I feel bad, I shouldn't have yelled at them. I don't know, Keith, you got any, like, ghost stories you can tell?
Not really.
Is there... We're not doing good here with the ghost stories.
We can break in.
Okay, let's try that. Okay, Keith.
Yes.
I think we got this. You got any kind of, like, lock-picking tools?
I got this. Does this count? No. What if I change it to blue?
What is that?
Sonic screwdriver.
God damn it.
You don't have one? Doesn't work on wood, that's why it's not working.
I don't think we're gonna find ghosts here. Just disappointment. Apparently sonic screwdrivers. So, Keith. No ghosts?
No ghosts, we tried.
Doesn't mean we don't believe in the paranormal.
I believe.
It just, not today. Oh, you know what? Maybe we can find the ghost of the old Dairy Queen.
Ooh, we can go find that. Let's go.
Spectral blizzards.
Lightning, that way. You should record
blizzards. What are the horrors that lie within this spooky water fountain?
There are no horrors in the water fountain.
Horrors, Keith. I'm saying horrors. Not horrors.
Horrors or?
Damn it. Well, there's only one way to find out the horror. I can't turn this on. And, well, there you go.
Nope.
There's the horrors. You can't figure. I am saying horrors.
Yeah, you are.
What are the mysteries of the spooky shower? Let's find out what horrors exist. Ah, it's water. There was a lot of water.
Hold on.
Wait. Maybe it might have been ghosts actually. Nah, it's just water. I'm wet. I'm getting wet. It's broken. Keith fixed it. Oh, so far ghost count is 0. I don't know. There's some spooky. There's spooky Walgreens. Oh yeah. What are the horrors that are inside that Walgreens?
Did you say horrors?
Not horrors, Keith. He's right. I can't say I can't say horror. So if you're ever ready to experience the paranormal, come down to the ocean front.
When they're open.
When they're open. Not like me and Keith. Experiencing nothing. Not a single ghost. I didn't even get felt up by the homeless man that lives on the beach. Disappointed. Well, we braved the humidity. We tried to see ghosts. We saw nothing. There's some people on jogging by.
They're real though.
They're real.
They're real.
No ghosts. I guess you know, sometimes, Keith, this is how it goes. This is how ghost busting goes.
Sometimes ghosts take Wednesdays off.
Sometimes ghosts take Wednesdays off. I'll see you guys next time, when maybe there'll be an actual ghost, or at least my ghost, because I'm gonna hang myself if these videos keep going this way. Failure is always an option.
It's usually the standard around here.
Aw! How could you? How could you?
I did. We just,
Keith.
You know what? According to Jessica, we were better than ghost hunters, and we didn't go in the building.
We didn't even go in the building.
But you know what? This kind of stirred up a discussion with our popped crew. We've got you, Sarah, me, Dean, Miles.
Mm-hmm.
We got a little ongoing chat message going. You know what, Jessica? I believe in ghosts, but I have yet to see one. Like, I am the Ray Stance of this popped crew, and I have yet to see a freaking ghost, and it annoys the crap out of me. Like the most I've seen is like a sponge migration.
How do you think?
Like, I can't even see a ghost in a library at this point.
Sure, right.
So like, I'm really hoping. Like, okay, I don't know if you knew this story, Matt, but like, when Sarah and I found out about this Coast Guard station, little slice station, by about 2 years ago, I had just had knee surgery, and I was on crutches. They led us around.
Keith, turn your mic on.
Jeez, sorry. Oh, jeez. Okay, so Sarah and I found out about this.
By the way, right before the video ended, he said, "Hey, is your mic ready to go?"
and
I
mine
said,
wasn't.
Yeah, no, totally.
Professionals. Yo, mic is odd. Yes, it is. See, odd off. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Jessica. I'm sorry.
So you were saying?
Yes, I was saying. Sarah and I, like, we have an ongoing. Okay. First off, Jessica, to recap, I believe. I want to see a ghost. I am the Ray Stance of this popped crew.
It's true.
If anybody, I'm like a Ray Stance, Egon
That's what
Spangler
you
combined.
said.
Yes, it is what I said. Are you falling asleep already? We still got like 18 minutes left to go. We haven't even gotten to our topics. Anyways, so I was going somewhere with this.
You're the Ray Stance. You want to believe. And then when you guys went to the Coast Guard.
Thank you. Sarah and I found out about this Coast Guard station, life-saving station, about 2 years ago. We met with the museum curator, and he walked us around a ghost tour. I literally had just had knee surgery, and I was literally hopping around on crutches because I wanted to see a ghost. I was determined to see a ghost.
Yeah.
There, as you guys saw, the ghost sanctuary and the life-saving station. I climbed up it before Sarah and the museum curator, who were, on normal legs. I was on crutches. I climbed up before all of them, and I was like, I'm doing this.
Damn them with their normal legs.
Yeah, people legs, peasants.
Like a nice goat leg.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Just one.
But it's all right. I win with the mic error. Jessica has the grammatical error. You know what? It all balances out.
It's all. This is why we love
the
universe
Jessica.
is okay.
Yes, and so I want to see a ghost. Like, I want to see a ghost so badly, but I have yet to see one. It's very disappointing. But it got us to thinking. We have our group chat. Mm-hmm. You, myself, Matt, myself.
I know me.
Sarah. Our guest host, Dean and Miles, we have an ongoing group chat.
Sure.
And we were talking about, okay, there are a lot of fictional characters who have died in our favorite TV shows and our favorite movies. Some have come back. some haven't. Sarah dubs them Coulson dead if they've come back. Because
I miss Sarah.
Because spoilers, we all do. She keeps the show in check, let's be honest. It would be this drunken mess every week if it weren't for her. Because Agent Coulson, as we all know from the Marvel movies, which Adam and Alex are kind of tired of. It's understandable. They're formulaic, but some of us enjoy them, some of them don't. He eventually came back, and he came back from the dead. Or Superman. Superman Dead.
That's really
perfect.
good.
Superman Dead is probably the first example of superheroes who have been killed, come back, and destroyed.
The first example? Jean Grey had been dead and alive 7 times before Superman died.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was before
It's
my
an
time.
old
so,
trope.
All right. But, Superman was the big one, I thought. But maybe I just...
Superman's a big one.
Superman is a big one.
Superman,
died.
I feel like, was the big culture one.
Maybe. And he had the biggest impact on the comic industry, if you will.
Yeah. Well, on pop culture.
Yes. And all right. Yes, Alex. Thank you. Adam isn't tired of Marvel. He loves them. You guys are just differing on Adam and Alex.
To correct the record. I love Alex.
Alex is the best. If there is something wrong with what I have said, because it's usually me, Alex will correct me, and I respect that because I am wrong a lot of times. I don't do the words. I do the numbers. Anyways, the group of us started talking. There have been characters that have died.
Yep.
That have come back. Coulson. And there are some that haven't. That should stay dead. Barb, in Miles' case. From Stranger Things.
Watch her come back.
Second season is full of surprises. We don't know. So we got to thinking. And this, we're starting this at 9:45. The show's supposed to go to 10. Matt's falling asleep over there yawning like
I'm sorry.
Apparently he's bored this topic before we haven't even
I
started.
can't handle liquor.
We'll bring your tolerance up. And we were thinking, okay, Alex, Adam, Jessica, Henry, Juan, if you're still watching, Christina, if you guys are still watching, let us know what characters have died in your favorite TV shows and favorite movies that you want to come back. Or which ones do you think should stay dead?
All of them.
I want Wash to come back because Alan Tudyk is the best. I fixed it, all right? It's a lot of Alex.
Sorry. I don't know why that was funny to me.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. You called him Alan Tudyk.
Because I've got peoples here that I'm
okay.
I'm trying to connect with our audience.
I'm sorry.
So Alan,
Jessica says that Barb is a treasure.
It's the funny thing. Here's the thing. Jessica's on one end of the spectrum. Miles hates the fact that Barb gets so much attention.
I do too. Put Barb in a if she's a treasure, put her in her chest and bury her in the sea.
Put her in chest and drop her to the end of that pool that she got attacked at.
Oh, jeez.
Too soon?
Now, okay. I got a question. Leaning on the back of me as I handle my liquor. You're dead right. That is me trying not to fall out of this chair.
Do you need the big chair? Do you need the big chair with the arms? I
need a big chair with the arms. I'm sober now. I'm soberish. Did we ever say? I don't remember ever seeing Barb dead. Did we ever see her dead?
Yes, we saw her maggot-ridden body in the Upside Down. Spoilers.
Apparently, it made a huge impact on me.
It made a huge impact on me because it was a lot of maggots.
Sorry, Sarah. Jessica says that the 10th Doctor, and obviously apart from that, it doesn't matter, but cigarette smoking man lived through missiles to the face.
He did. And see, that's the thing, because the cigarette smoking man is back for season 11, as we've seen in the trailer. Yep. Or it might be a flashback. We don't know.
No.
But the 10th Doctor, right in the feels. I don't usually have feels, but that, him saying, I don't want to go. And
I don't know what that means.
Okay, it's a Doctor Who thing.
Okay.
And he is regenerating.
I thought it was Dr. Green.
Yes. Dr. House. Yes.
No, Mark Green died, right? In ER.
Sure. There's been a...
Damn it, where's Sarah when I need her?
Okay, Jessica chimes in. She's saying she doesn't agree with the popularity of Barb, which Miles doesn't either.
I don't get it. I don't get where she did anything to warrant anything. I don't understand why she's not just She just wore ridiculous shirts, right? That was it.
She had red hair.
That's it? That's
More
all
or
it takes to
less.
be popular on the show now?
Yeah.
Is this one of those things with the kids where they do things ironically?
Really? Are the kids on your lawn showing your age? This is where the kids, they do their thing and they're on my lawn and I yell at them? Seriously?
It just seems like this is one of those things that they're being ironic because I don't remember her doing anything to warrant any kind
didn't.
of cult following. Then why? Why are we elevating this woman?
I think there is a certain group of people that want to elevate her because she had potential.
Where? Like, I don't remember her having even a personality.
They see potential. She was a little sassy.
Was she sassy?
She's
She
a
wore those
little
terrible
sassy.
shirts.
She
I
kind of
couldn't get
stood.
past
She
those
kind of
shirts.
stood up to the cool clique.
Did I not watch Stranger Things?
Maybe I took a little
I
bit more into
remember
it.
watching it.
And see, is she okay? Alex is chiming in. He's saying he thinks the Barb thing is mostly because she felt the most authentically 80s on the show.
Is that all it takes?
Apparently so.
I don't get it.
I think the shots and the technical side of things was more 80s than Barb, but I think as far as characters go, I can see Alex's argument.
I like Jessica's take on it. No, because she was a good person apparently. But
Yeah.
she wants her back because she'd have stories.
She'd have potential.
Hey, I'm not
and
saying she couldn't be an interesting character. I just don't remember her being.
I think she'd have potential.
I remember her kind of just being a shell of a story.
And see, that's
I'm not the
Miles'
hugest
argument.
Stranger Things fan though, so
I'm obviously a big Stranger Things fan because I bought the DVD casing
I think you're
of a
just
show
a
that's
fan
streaming.
I think you're just a fan of DVD casing.
Also possible.
Jessica says that she'd have stories about dying in that way if she came back. The way Jessica explains it, I'm interested in that Barb.
Yeah.
I'm interested in post-death Barb.
Well, like, if
she's
any
right. She would
if
be
any of those
interesting.
characters died, I mean, who would have the story? It would be Barb.
Yeah.
You know, she'd be like, "Oh my god, this effing creature fucking effing killed me." Sorry, I tried. You know what?
Language.
You know, it's
You were worried about me, huh?
Yeah, I know. But I think Barb has enough of a following that she has the potential, and I think that's really what it is. It's okay. Here we go. First, those of us who are into Doctor Who, exactly. And I think the Eighth Doctor, he had a lot of potential. He had a crappy TV movie. Him regenerating, we didn't finally get that until like a little mini episode on YouTube 4 years ago. We finally got his regeneration, but like he was one of those characters that had a lot of potential, similar to Barb, that could have filled out a lot of stories, a lot of cool stories.
Which one was this?
As Sarah calls him, fish and chips. He had like a curly, wavy hair and like a Prince Pompadour shirt kind of thing going on. Do I need to pull up a picture?
Nah, I don't know anything about Doctor Who.
I know you don't. That's why I was.
So this is This is pre that reboot where it got popular.
Yes, it's not really a reboot, but yes,
But
where he got popular.
where it came back,
Right.
Like after that long
Correct.
stint.
Yeah, it was the 1996 TV movie. I think it's the potential of these characters who, you know, they seem cool, but because they get killed off early. Perfect example. Chris Farley. He died young.
Yeah,
He died
no
young.
kidding.
He died young, but we
Good
elevate him because we think
It's true.
he could have had a lot of potential.
And when he died, he was making Beverly Hills Ninja.
But you know what? People dug it.
Who?
I don't know. People dug it. It was out there.
Everybody liked Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy, Black Sheep.
Nobody liked that. Nobody liked Beverly Hills Ninja.
But Black Sheep?
What was that one that he was doing? His last movie wasn't it or am I thinking of John Candy? Wasn't there a
See, Jessica agrees with me.
No, there was one with Matthew Perry where they're like Lewis and Clark. It was really garbage.
I think I've got that on DVD actually.
By accident?
No, I got that legitimately.
It was a
Hang
Wild
on here.
Hogs
Let's see.
2-pack.
You know what? Shut up. Las Vegas is my new Wild Hog. So you know what? Shut it to all of you.
Okay.
And see, okay, Farley died in 97. See, Jessica agrees with me. Eighth would have been amazing, especially if we could have seen how he viewed the U.S. Paul was badass on Lucifer. I'm assuming she means Paul McGann. No. Yeah, Paul McGann, who was the Eighth Doctor. Okay, so let's look at Farley's was it Almost Heroes?
Almost
Yeah,
Heroes, that's
Almost
it.
Heroes. I think I actually had that on DVD somewhere.
That looks so terrible.
But you know what? It's like Farley had his trope. I'm gonna call it a trope. It's a
Screamed and then fell down.
yeah. Basically, he was a physical character.
I'm not gonna say you're not gonna catch me saying anything bad about Chris Farley. So
But,
Chris Farley
okay.
is the fictional character that you would like to that died that you would like to
Okay,
bring back.
fictional characters aside, like okay, Farley. I'll even throw in there Belushi, who Farley was kind of a knockoff of.
Belushi wasn't doing great things at the end of his career either.
I don't know, man. He started to get into that.
Yeah. Do you ever actually try to watch Continental Divide?
Yes, I've actually watched it in its
You like it?
entirety. Yeah, it was enjoyable. It was a different side of Belushi because it's one of those things where they had their shtick, they stuck with their shtick, but then they died too early. We're like, oh my god, Kurt Cobain. What could they have been? You know what? But if they had lived another 30 years, we're like, oh my god, these guys are hacks.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like, it's the potential in these characters that we see that have died too early. You know?
Yeah. No, I get you.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it would be interesting. But it's interesting because, like with Chris Farley, I don't see Chris Farley ever. I think he'd be a David Spade. I think he'd end up on TV in a sitcom somewhere and making a decent life for himself. I don't see him as one of those people that would be like getting into like expanding and getting into like serious roles.
I don't know.
But let's take it. We need to bring it
Belushi
back.
started to.
We need to bring it back to. Yeah, but Chris Farley idolized Belushi, but Chris Farley was not Belushi.
No, he wasn't.
Belushi, I think, was a lot. I feel like Belushi was a lot sadder.
Cocaine and heroin will do that to you.
Yeah, but I feel like he, like even his entire career, I feel like he always thought not that he resented the sillier stuff, but I think he wanted to be more. I think he always wanted to be more, you know. Like even if you look at like some of his impressions and stuff, like the famous ones, like Joe Cocker and stuff.
And Brando.
You know what there was a hint of seriousness in it.
Yeah.
So
I think he wanted to
It
eventually
definitely would have
evolve.
been interesting.
But let's get back to fictional
Let's get back to
characters.
fictional characters.
Fictional royal juror.
Fictional characters. Who is it that you hate? Who is it that is out there that you hate that you died? What about you? Who's the biggest? What's the biggest death? What death have you experienced? Either movies, TV, or even comics for that matter, that really got to you?
You know what? I prepared.
Do you
for
have like a
this.
big one?
I do, and I am wearing said shirt right here. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm a leaf on the wind. Hoban Washburn from Firefly.
Yeah, that was a rough one, huh?
That was a rough watch, seeing him die. And this is weird because I watched him die in the movie, and then I went back and watched the show, and then watching him die again was really rough for me.
Yeah.
Like, I connect anything Alan Tudyk does because of Wash, like I connect with. Whether it was, what was it, Hi and Moana, the chicken he did, or King Candy, and like he is destined to die in everything he does.
Yeah.
And like, and Alan Tudyk is an awesome guy.
Just last year, the big Rogue One,
K2SO, and it's not hanging up, but like I've got a print of K2SO by Bryan Singer, his K2SO reenacting one of Wash's scenes where he's holding the dinosaurs, Cursor Never Betrayal. It's the best. He dies, even in Dodgeball when he played Steve the Pirate. Steve the Pirate died for a little bit, became a prep, and then eventually came back.
You're pushing it, but okay.
But like
pushing the definition, but I'm okay.
You
with
know what? He dies in every character he does. So, how about you? What character would you want to say come back? Or what death really hit at your feels?
Because all of them.
Oh, I know which one. I just thought of one.
Oh, which one? Which one do you think was
okay, Wash was particularly hard because I connected with the character.
Yeah, sure.
But the one who actually, if anyone knows me, I don't cry. But you know what? Want to know what garnished tears? Bing Bong.
Bing Bong is rough.
Oh,
that was a rough one.
Bing Bong from Inside Out.
Bing Bong was rough. I like all of them. All of them.
That doesn't narrow it down because so we started.
Mustafa was rough.
Oh, Mustafa was definitely rough.
Mustafa's rough. It's still rough. I don't like seeing that scene. Mustafa gets me a lot. Old Yeller. I never liked Old Yeller.
Albus.
So I was like,
as one who didn't read the books, I watched the movies
when
first.
Dumbledore died?
Dumbledore and Snape. I guess we should probably preface this whole segment as spoilers.
Yeah,
But
spoilers. People
if
are.
you haven't
people
watched
died
them,
and
Snape and Dumbledore. I
What
was
about
not expecting that in the movies.
What about video games? Final Fantasy VII. When Aerith died. Anything there? Do you have any feelings towards that?
Not so
Not
much.
a Final Fantasy guy.
I enjoy them, but I haven't embedded that culture into my mindset. Like, I enjoy the games, I know what they are, but like they're not part of me.
Okay, you know what? Now I feel
We're getting rolling on this.
well, no, because I'm about to say like you read Y the Last Man, right?
Oh yes.
Okay, everybody, if you haven't read Y the Last Man, you tend on it. Don't listen to what I'm about to say.
Just go. No, you know what? Stop what you're doing right now. Call your local comic shop
And then go do it, and then
get all the Y the Last Man. There are 5 hardcovers.
I've only cried one time reading a comic book,
Really?
and it was when Ampersand, when he
That monkey.
because it's hard to even explain. It's the circumstances
Yeah.
and the way that it was handled
Understandable.
because they had all kind of gotten very old,
yeah,
and
as time does.
he like he fed him a great. It's I can't.
Yeah, it's no. I know what you're saying.
There's something about the way it was handled, but I mean, it was not that it was bad. It was very, very respectful, and it was just after going
It
through
was
that
rough.
whole thing,
Yeah, after
and
4 solid volumes of like a lot of issues.
10.
Yeah, but I'm talking about hard
Oh.
copies. I'm talking like the ultimate.
Oh, the
section,
ultimate.
yeah.
I forgot how many issues. I think it ran like 70, 80 issues.
All right. Jessica's trying to provide some comedic interludes into this. She said Snape would come back and be like, 10 points off of Gryffindor unless you're a redhead.
Which all of them are at that
Yeah,
point, right? 'Cause,
basically, yeah.
Well, she also said Dan from Roseanne. Yeah, maybe if he hadn't died during what was the worst season of anything ever.
But here's the problem I have with the Dan from Roseanne part. Dan from... Anyways,
Yeah,
you know
sure.
you know what I'm trying to say.
Well, they retconned him.
They're retconning it in the new series.
Sure.
Because he faked his heart attack.
Crazy
like
Roseanne.
they've done a table read of the first episode, and everyone's all about it. I read that on EW today. And everyone's all excited.
Yeah, because
it's a
Roseanne
great-
was crazy during that part. That
Well-
part of the show. She as a person was absolutely insane.
They are
And it was just a dumb thing to do.
retconning his death. He apparently faked it. Spoilers. And he's coming back, and he's good because
Why
John
not just
Goodman
ignore
is
it?
because John Goodman is a jewel.
Yeah, I know, but why not just ignore
You're
the
out of
fact
your
that she
league,
died?
Donnie.
Hey, no, you're not getting any. John Goodman, I would put not just in every movie, but in every day of my life.
I would too.
I would marry John Goodman.
I would have John Goodman as my partner in crime. Like if I did
Partner in crime.
If there
No,
was,
I'll go full on.
if I was part of a supernatural cop drama, John Goodman would be the ghost I have.
Me and John Goodman would be a power couple.
I can see that. Alex was saying Jin Yu from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. He would bring her back. I mean, who would you bring back? Like we talked about deaths that really kind of hit us. You would bring Ampersand back.
No.
No?
Ampersand lived his life.
All right.
He was a good monkey.
He was.
Yeah.
Who would you bring back?
He saved York.
I need to reread that series. Oh, it's so good.
I'm kind of anti bringing people back.
I am too and that's the thing. Like
because
Sarah and I called this Coulson dead. Like this is Sarah's shtick. It's like not shtick, but she's like, if someone dies, she immediately asks me, is he Coulson dead or is he dead?
Well, like
you
Buffy
know?
dies a couple times.
Yeah. Well, her mother's dead.
Yeah. Well, if there's one person I don't want coming back, it's Buffy's mom.
Well, and that's
I've
the whole point.
Never
of this
liked
discussion.
Buffy's mom.
Who don't you want?
Although
coming back?
you know what's interesting though, Buffy. Alex says the dog from I Am Legend.
Now you're saying you want that dog to come back, Alex, or you want that dog to stay dead?
That was a rough. I hate that movie.
That movie wasn't all that great. That's what I was getting ready to say.
But I can't. I'm with Alex though. I don't like seeing animals dying in movies. I hate it. I hate it a lot.
So when they
I don't know
like
what it
old,
is.
Old Yeller, Homeward Bound, that kind of thing.
Not so much Old Yeller, but like there's
Marley
just
and Me?
something about animals dying that.
Because animals are better than people.
So okay, so there was and this animal didn't necessarily die, but there's a movie. The Coen Brothers did a movie called Inside You.
Oh, brother, where art thou?
No, Inside You and Davis. And at one point he picks up like a stray cat,
Okay.
And then
Like this orange one I've got behind me.
well, he leaves it on the side of the road. And there's a moment where the cat, he's like sitting there looking at him, and he starts to get to the car, and he slams the door and drives off. And I've never been more gutted by any scene ever. And later on, there's a thing where he's driving back through, and he accidentally hits a cat. It's just,
It sounds really rough right now.
There's something I can't deal with, and I'm not a huge animal person. As far as I don't have a lot of pets. I have one cat.
For me, it's animals, people. I'd probably drop people down.
I guess because when it comes to the people characters, it's I don't know. They're not as innocent as animals. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
No,
There's a helplessness to animals, to domesticated animals, and I can't stand it. And I've never been gutted or cried harder at a movie. I had to turn the movie off. Heidi came home and I was bawling for no reason, and I was like homesick for some reason. I think I don't know. I think I just during I had a
yeah.
Now I'm wrecked.
Just thinking about
just thinking about that scene. There's something. I've never seen such a scene with such sadness.
Okay.
And amazing acting from a cat.
Sorry.
It's true.
Okay, so what characters have come back that you wish would stay dead? I mean, we're
Buffy.
already all right.
No, not Buffy. But what I was gonna say about Buffy is Buffy was interesting though, because the way they used her deaths were really interesting. Because she dies in the first season, and that's how she's able to get around the prophecy and stuff. So I think that Buffy actually used death really, really well. And then in maybe the sixth season, they used they had a cliffhanger death where, obviously she's coming back, but then they used it to kind of explore some different themes with Buffy, because she was actually in heaven essentially.
Okay.
And then they pull her back.
They did that with Nightcrawler recently in the X-Men. When I say recently,
that is true. Yeah, they actually
2-3
went.
years,
They physically went to heaven to pull him out of it.
Place
where he was a swashbuckler.
Yeah, and they brought him back from heaven, and
the poor X-Men, man. I feel like the X-Men are always dying and coming back.
That's well, except for Cyclops, and that's kind of the thing I was going to touch on. Is they kill these characters off in the comics, but then some of them come back, some of them don't. And I hate to say it, a lot of it just reflects what's going on in the actual real world, as far as the business aspects.
Sure.
We might finally be getting the Fantastic Four possibly coming back. Cyclops isn't coming back. Some of the X-Men are. It's like it toys with your emotions.
Charles Xavier.
Even in the Turtles comics. Spoilers, but Donatello died in in the late 40s issues. And
I remember that because that was a big deal. And the whole time I'm thinking, well, they're not going to kill the turtle. He'll be back.
No, they're not. But then they didn't. They put him in the robot body, and he came back.
Yeah, I ran out to try to get that issue. Because
But
I thought
it worked,
might be,
man.
I might be able to flip it really fast.
Even reading the issue was like.
Alex says that inside Ewan Davis is pure misery. It really is, especially if you're creative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For those who aren't creatives, what is it?
Well, he's basically a folk singer, but
Okay.
it's poor guy. It really is. It's
all right. So
depressing
it's something we should check out then.
Nobody dies.
Inside
Though.
Lou
Maybe
Davis.
that cat.
All right. Well, not this cat right here.
Not that cat.
Not
but
that
he
cat?
looks just like that cat, by the way. That's what kind
This
of brought
cat
it up.
is asleep and dead to the world.
He looks just like him.
This is Hobbs. For those, he usually doesn't hang out there in the show. It's usually Rosie. This is Hobbs.
That's what the cat looked like.
Yeah, he is.
Except he's a much better actor.
He is orange for his namesake. So, all right, we're well past 10 o'clock, and we should probably wrap this up. We're well past our 2 hours. All right, noted. So I should get some drinks in you before the show.
Mustafa.
Yeah. Okay.
Do
Mustafa.
not get drinks in me. I can't. I had problems keeping us on track.
Dude, we were sober last week, and we had problems keeping us on track. Let's be fair.
We did better.
Did we?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyways,
we weren't as off track as you think.
So your death is Mufasa. Is the big death that really
Mustafa.
Yes, Mufasa.
Mufasa.
Mufasa. There we go.
Who's Mustafa?
I don't know.
still drunk.
Mine,
I drive home soon.
No, you're not. You're sober. Mine is Wash, and I think those deaths were impactful. They
I've
should
been
stay
saying
dead.
Mufasa.
What?
I'm saying Mufasa.
You are saying Mufasa. That's Hobbs, by the way. Scratching himself behind me. All right. We like to end the show on positivity because that's what the show is about.
Oh yeah.
So let's end on some positive stuff. Matt,
I got mine right off.
what you got?
Sarah will be back next week to keep us in line.
But
you know who won't be?
You?
Me, because I'm finally getting the hell out of this hellhole.
This is not a hellhole. This is the Pop Cave.
Not the
This
Pop
is
Cave. The Pop Cave is awesome.
Yeah.
I need to get away from life though for a little while.
Understandable. We all
So
need a break.
I will be down in Orlando next week.
All
And I think
right.
we're gonna try to Skype me in from.
We need to do some test runs this
we're
weekend.
gonna test
but
it out.
yes.
I may be in the Magic Kingdom.
All right. So
Do it from the fireworks.
keep it posted to facebook.com
I'll be crying like a baby.
Whatever, not surprising. Keep it posted to facebook.com/pop show the weekend of October 21st-ish, 22nd-ish, I think is what this week the dates are. We're going to do some test runs. We're going to check. We're going to check.
24th.
Well, that's the Tuesday episode.
Yes.
Is October 24th. But if they want to if they want to watch some hilarious, test runs of us trying to Skype you in,
that's true.
Facebook Live,
Okay.
Skyping you
That's
live
what we're gonna
in.
do. We're gonna do it live.
Yeah, we're gonna do it live. We're gonna
Do it live.
We'll do it live.
Yeah, we'll do
it live.
We gotta make sure my phone works.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure your phone works and make sure the video works, and we're gonna try to bring you in as best we can. Because on Tuesday, next week's episode, you're gonna be Skyping live, Facebook live. I don't know, however you want to do it. We'll
Maybe
figure
I'll
it
be in
out.
Epcot.
I don't know where you'll be.
It'll be a surprise.
It'll be that, and that's.
I
the
probably
point.
won't be in Horror Nights because that'll be
What'd you say?
Horror Nights.
Horror Nights?
Horror Nights is
You're gonna be with a bunch
Wednesday.
of prostitutes? No.
Yes.
Okay. Anyways, so
Just for a night.
Matt will be on location next week in
I'll
Florida.
be on location, so I'll give you guys all the scoop on what's happening wherever I'm at.
Yep. And
Whether it be-
I'm looking forward to it because I can't get to Disney in the next year or so. But it sounds like they've got a lot of cool stuff in Disney and Universal, both ones. So we're not sure where you're going to be next week.
I have a feeling I'm gonna be in Epcot.
Don't tell me.
I'm not gonna tell you.
It's going to be luck of the draw.
See if you can guess.
When you call in next week at 9 p.m. Eastern,
Yeah.
on October 24th,
Oh, I think that's when
it's
fireworks
going to be
are happening.
it's going to be a big surprise.
Be right in the middle of fireworks. Won't
I'm
be able
just
to hear
going to be
anything.
like, "Hey Matt, what are you doing?" Be like, "I'm
Explosions.
watching fireworks."
I'm
yeah,
just crying.
yeah, I'm great. It'll be.
Good day, sir.
So that's what it'll be next week. And we have run entirely too long. So
long.
if you guys are listening to this podcast,
Oh, what's your pop champagne?
my pop? Oh, that's me. Jeez.
If you're sweet, you'd say Sarah comes back.
Nah, you've already said that. You've already taken that from me. I've got Spider-Man Homecoming on DVD. I have got. Oh, you know what? I've got the animated Batman 66 versus
Ooh.
Two-Faced.
Okay.
Versus Two-Face. Excuse me.
Was he even in 66 Batman?
He wasn't, and that's what they're trying to do. Is they're trying.
Well, that annoys me.
Okay. This is
Who
where
would play him? I'm gonna say Paul Lind.
what, a Two-Face?
Yeah.
No, he's playing by Shatner. But what this? Okay, so this is how
Does
nerdy
he look
I am.
like Shatner?
No, he doesn't look like Shatner. That'd be awesome, though,
Damn
right?
it. Why didn't they do that?
You would think they should have. But anyways, so they took because we had Batman: Return of the Caped Crusaders, which had Adam West and Burt Ward.
Not Batman: Return of the Crepe Crusader.
no,
That's
they're just making
totally
a bunch
different.
of crepes.
That's just Guy Fieri.
But the last one they went with, the classic Joker, Catwoman, Penguin, characters we all knew from the 66 animated series. Now they went with Two-Face. And Two-Face was created by the time the 66 series was out, but he wasn't on the show.
No.
So they wanted to go with, okay, let's get these villains who were created but not on the show. And who can we get to voice them? Shatner as Harvey Dent /
Should have just gone all the way and made him his likeness like 60s Shatner.
I don't disagree.
Okay.
But
I'll write a letter.
I'm excited to see what they do with it. And this is one of Adam. I think this is the last Adam West performance before he passed.
So now they can't do anything. They won't be doing anymore.
Rest in peace. No, they might be doing more. Burt Ward is like, no, I'm game if they are.
Well, no kidding. I heard him on the radio last week hawking dog food.
I mean, everybody wants money.
Not a lie.
Everybody needs an income. So we'll see what
Burt
happens.
Ward's got to eat.
Everybody does. So I'm looking forward to catching up to that. I'm looking forward to watching Spider-Man's Homecoming. You know what my pop's champagne was? I watched Baby Driver last night, and that movie still holds up. That is a top-notch movie this summer.
Well, that
We'll
movie.
do it
Oh,
live.
sorry, that was my fault.
We'll watch
Wrong-
Baby Driver live.
We'll do it live.
Okay.
And
That's
we
terrible.
talked about doing a monthly board game thing.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. Maybe
Mandatory game.
mandatory game night once a month.
That way I can't weasel my way out of it.
No, that's fine with me.
If we get, that's why we got to
And
put mandatory.
you know what? We
in
just
the-
broadcast it. We just hang out. Like people are just gonna watch us playing board games, and that's fine. You don't want to watch us.
Well, then
you
it's going to
can.
be BORED. Am I right? Okay.
B-O-R-E. Bring your own
Board.
red? I was like, bring your own what?
Board.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Okay, anyways. So we got a lot
They're
of
not all
excitement.
gold.
You know what my Pop Champagne is? We got a lot of upcoming things that I'm super excited for Popped. If they want to catch us on social media, I am at VA Pianist on Twitter. Matt, what are you on Twitter?
I'm at Have Issues.
All right, what's issues? All right, we'll get to that later. If you want to follow the show, at Pop Show on Twitter, Facebook.com/Pop Show. We also have a podcast now. Surprise. popshow.podbean.com. You guys can download the Podbean app and listen to us, on the go. Not even live. You can listen to us on the go there. I think I've got all of August and half of September up. I've got to check on the few September episodes. I'll have a few of those up, and we'll be once we get caught up, I'll be posting these episodes more live, more frequently.
More live?
Yes, more live, more frequently.
Mhm.
But the big kicker is if you guys come to Facebook.com/Pop Show every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, you can interact with us just as Jessica.
The flagship.
I'm glad you corrected that.
It's going off the rails.
Yeah. Jessica, Alex, Adam, Juan, Christina. We had a live studio audience tonight. That was a first for Pops. And, that might have to be a regular thing. Just,
Oh, man. I want to know about the ghosts in Florida now.
we'll talk to Jessica. We'll get some ghost stories for next week.
If you want to, we'll end the show and then we'll just talk to Jessica.
Jessica will be up. We'll talk some ghost stories. But if you guys want to be part of the live studio audience, let us know on Facebook.com/Pop Show.
Send a self-addressed stamped envelope to
Gonna keep going with that bit, aren't you?
audience, care of Pop Show.
Pop
138
Virginia.
Hollywood Boulevard, Hollywood,
Yeah.
California.
So
256 12,
seriously, guys,
18.
keep up with us. We're gonna interact with you. You can go to these big names. We won't name them, but you know the big names, who the big names are.
I don't know.
But they're not gonna interact with you guys like we are, and we're gonna hang out with you. We might not know everything. We're gonna do our best. We try
I'll
to keep you
lie.
guys. We try to keep you guys up to date on all the latest stuff on Facebook.com/Pop Show. Henry, who you guys heard earlier, he posts to our blog regularly, more often than the actual host of the show do,
Keith is
on popshow.com. And so keep up with us, guys.
I think Keith is going to just keep going.
No, I can't keep going.
No, don't.
This is what happens when I
They
get
all
with
want to go to bed.
They all want to go to bed. Do you want to go to bed?
Go
You
bed.
know what? It is 15 minutes past the time we usually do. So
15 past the hour.
15 past the hour, or 15 minutes past the time we normally do. So you know what? Let's hear some fingers from Richmond. Let's see what he got. What does he got for us? Oh, there it is.
Oh, show's in me.
That means we
I
are
got vacuuming to do.
Yes. Jessica, we're not sure what we're going off. We're going off now. We will definitely listen to your ghost stories in Florida. And if you guys have got ghost stories, let us know next week. Let us know throughout the week. We'll talk about them next week.
Scary.
Boys becoming men, men's becoming wolves. Matt's going to be on location in Florida.
That's right.
Next week, October 24th. So make sure to catch us Facebook.live/Pop Show.
God, we're gonna run out of.
You know what? We should just no, we got plenty of time. You know what? Because Fingers from Richmond has got plenty of. See, he's got plenty of theme song for us. So
Go back to bed.
Let's just go back to bed.
Wrong show.
Good night, everybody. It's a long show. We will talk to you next week. Tuesdays, Facebook.com.
Sorry,
Pop
Sarah.
Show.
I apologize.
Never apologize.
We let you down.
No, never. All right, guys. See you next week. Later.